Yo, test.
Can you guys hear me? What do I sound like?
Largely peaceful demonstrations in the face of law enforcement.
I want to be clear in how I characterize it. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly. The fires have been started and
I'm awake now. Wake up, America. They burn trash in the streets. Look at that.
Completely peaceful.
Protest, but then they chose to move in.
Many of these protests have been largely peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
Was started because this is how the Boston Tea Party, rioting. So do not get it twisted and think that, oh, this is something that has never happened before, and then this is so terrible, and where are we, and these savages and all of that. This is how this country was started.
Man, shut the fuck up, Don Lemon. Beyond chill. Beyond fucking chill.
Traumatic, that will send us into another.
So I'm doing the left or the real fascist normie take. That's just plain wrong. Yo, Flare! Oh! Oh, he had a flare up, dude. Sucker punching the dead core. Hell yeah. Whoa. How gay was that? ELM tag is right. those times you see your fan. No, respectfully, sir, you weren't. Actually, I was. Yeah, can you guys hear my microphone over the cacophony here? I'm listening to the kind of music that Anquifa's listen to, actually. It's kind of funny. Hey, Chris Kaiser and the Bammer. How about a little Hatebreed? How about a little Lemon? Huh?
Come on, fire. Hey, Roger. Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, man. You know, like, take the music scene back. You know, if there is a music scene after COVID Race Horror. What the? That's a hell of a lineup. Thanks for the ice cream dispatcher. You rule, dude. Yo, what Hatebreed song? Ha! Based cane wielder, dude? Dude, the cane is the worst weapon in Dark Souls. Or is it Bloodborne? This I earned. You got it, bud. Is there a music video? Or is it like a lyric video? Let's see. Goat horror? Of course. Aren't they on Metal Blade? You know, honestly, I'm like a pop punk guy. I like some heavy shit too, though. Meritocracy medal, hell yeah, dude. Based? Bring the house down by Mosh, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, perfect. I don't know what else to fucking call these gals, guys. whatever fucking gender they are. Yeah, let me know, honestly. Let me know in the chat if my audio's coming through. I've had a lot of boomer issues with the audio. So, please. All good? Cool. Let's see.
All right, so what is your name, sweetheart?
My name is Glenda Rose.
Okay, and I want to ask you, Glenda, what just happened here?
So I came here to support our President Trump, and they said that I'm disgusting.
Who said that?
I don't know his name. Do you know his name?
I believe he gave me a fake name. He told me his name was Ryan. I'm not sure if that's a real name, but...
Yeah. So he says that I'm disgusting, that I should cover up, that I'm a disgrace to the conservatives. I'm not a conservative by the way that I'm dancing and by the way that I look.
She's doing like the Hoochie Mama dance and kind of, I mean, I can't really see her because of all the captions and, you know, the banner, but yeah, well, if they say so, I believe it. And those earrings, sheesh.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me feel that I was discriminated against, that I was like targeted, and
discriminated against, targeted. They already sound like liberals, and I'm 37 seconds in.
I have a bunch of friends, and then they're telling me like you're a faggot, and they were just really rude, and they made me feel like I was like I wasn't a part of this movement, that I was an outcast, pretty much.
They said the same thing to me. Yeah, they.
Dude, you're like a lesbo, aren't you? I mean, you're like a hipster lesbo with a Trump hat on. I mean, you're liberals talking about. Hold on. Equality? They're talking about equality and this.
Yeah, I was
come
a
on.
freak. Because I asked them to. Thank you, I appreciate that. And I mean, along with other things, this is my problem here. This is what I think is the opposite of being a patriot.
No.
And this is what the opposite of being a Trump supporter and the opposite of being a freedom fighter is to continue to divide us and to place judgment on others.
No, see, we want to judge people based on screwed up things they do, like go around saying, hey, look at me, I'm a weird, grifting, MAGA-peed lesbian. You know, like, that's pretty fucking, I don't know, that's fucking grody, isn't it? That's where, yeah, Ellen DeGenerate in a MAGA cap. Exactly, if you're going outside like that, dude, you deserve to be sort of, you know what I mean? Like taken down a peg. At the very least, they should be like, yo, what are you doing? Grow some hair, put on a dress, like find a man, you know, let him put a baby in you.
Divide. We're trying to.
And shut up.
Equal. Everybody's equal here, and they're trying
No!
to divide us as in, like, I don't know who they are, what they are, because I've never experienced this before.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that. And I'll tell you a backstory. One of my, I would say MAGA family brothers, right? One of my MAGA family.
I think they're talking about Gropers or America First type people or genuine reactionaries or conservatives. And given that, what are they, like 22-year-old liberal women, you know, who are just discovering this MAGA grift, like at the tail end of it all, which is really odd. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know what they're talking about.
Family brothers reached out to me a couple weeks ago about them and let me know that they took a LGBT conservative flag and started stomping on it.
Yo, base?
And
That's not us. That's not
exactly. So that's not who we are.
We don't divide. I think you're amazing. I think you're fucking gorgeous.
I think you're gorgeous as well, and I think that this.
Dude, division. Hold on a second. Like, when you talk about right wing, listen. Like, I'm 35 years old. I've been around at least a little bit. Okay, like middle aged at this point. Grew up with like conservative. I guess you could call them like, you know, like boomer type conservative family, and you know, around my 20s or you know, late teens and early 20s when the Iraq War was getting going and Bush was like a really shitty example of what a conservative was. You know, I went through like my liberal phase and all that stuff, and it's just, this is all fucking fake though, isn't it? You know, because I know that it's fake, because having been growing up with conservatives, you come to learn that conservatism has a lot to do with division, I guess, for lack of a better word. Things not being equal, things having boundaries, things having borders, things having, you know, merit, things having structure, that sort of thing. So when these people are out here, no, conservatism means we're against being divided. Not really. No, being conservative, being right-wing, from what I understand, means valuing borders, boundaries, some degree of division, for lack of a better term, because everybody hears division and they kvetch. They think that it means like hurting people or something. I don't know. Some things you want to be, I think you want to be divided from, like this, for instance.
Hate in this.
I don't know why these people have hate. I mean, shouldn't everybody love each other? We're on the same side, right?
I agree completely, and I think that.
Like I said, I'm not a conservative because of the way I look.
Isn't that the definition of identity politics? Isn't that the definition of just judgment and ignorance?
Judgment?
And I know, it's crazy.
Well, identity politics, the way we're playing that game is that whites don't get to play identity politics, but everyone else do. And whites have to play along with everyone else's identity politics to the detriment of their own sort of situation. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of the whole critique, isn't it? Of both, both the so-called conservatives and so-called liberals, which are both just serving neoliberal and banksterism and finance, all that crap, global finance capital, yada yada yada.
And that was their only defense, that we were liberals and we were Democrats. It's just
true.
But I think we're
and I want to make this video, and I wanted to talk to you in specific, just to show you guys, the viewers, that this is not what the right is about. This is not what being a patriot is about. This is not what the right side is about.
Yes, it is.
We are peaceful. We are equality. We believe in everybody. Everybody has rights. This is why I'm a Trump supporter.
So equality, everyone having more and more and more positive rights, being pro-gay, pro-diversity, pro-open borders as long as it's legally. That's what being a right wing is. These are controlled opposition plants, dude, obviously.
But everything that they did to me tonight is, I don't even know why they're here.
Neither do I. And
my mind is blown.
I mean,
they're there to take it back from y'all, obviously.
The organizer of this event told me that they are a problem here every single week, and that they have to have a conversation with them every single week.
Are Antifa?
No, because they were yelling F Antifa. I don't know for what that's worth. But my problem, they claim to be old school conservatives.
Which is, yeah, I mean, how on earth could you deny that? Old school conservatives with the effeminate talk. Old school conservatives. Yes. Old school conservatives. I mean, old school conservatism, dude, before 2008 to 2012, that's what it meant to be a conservative. It meant to oppose gay marriage. It meant to oppose, what they would consider sort of degenerate or alternative they called it alternative lifestyles sort of thing, like sticking up for the traditional family, that sort of thing.
That hate anything that's unconservative, and in their mind
Conservatives can love anybody. Conservatives can love people that love the same gender. Exactly. I think you're fucking awesome. I think you're beautiful. I think you're amazing.
Dude, they're gonna scissor any moment now.
Me too. Because I'm not here judging you. No, I judge you based on your
Dude, listen, multiracial lesbian scissoring is the real conservatism.
character, and you coming up and standing up for me meant so much to me, and I will always stand up for you, because that's what it is here. I got your six. I got your back. You know what I mean?
That's what we represent.
That is a true Patriot Party.
Yes, exactly.
Disgusting.
And are you a former Democrat? Have you always been a conservative? What's your story?
So I grew up as a independent because my parents were not really into the politics and all that. So they never voted, ever. So I had to learn on my own. And what I researched and studied was, I'm a Republican. And me and my husband,
what?
he's always here, on the sidelines. And we've always been a Republican, and I feel like that we need to protect our country. We need to fight for our country.
I agree 100%. So you were an independent how long ago? Did you vote for Trump in 2016? Beautiful.
2016, I voted for Trump, and that's when I really...
Unfortunately, this is what it means to vote Republican now. It's like this TPUSA gay, wouldn't it be great to just, kiss Jeff Bezos' ass and root for him making billions of dollars and turning a blind eye to the fact that he donates to Antifa and BLM, I guess.
I was 18?
Yeah, Amazon's awesome. Yeah, capitalism's cool. Socialism sucks.
Yeah.
So for first-time voter voting for
Consume and
My
coom.
parents didn't know what they were. My parents didn't understand any.
Are you Latina?
I'm Filipino and I'm white.
Wow, look at you, girl. My stepdad's Filipino.
Oh, nice. I get it.
Yeah, I bet.
Love, acceptance, equality, multiracialism, being a dyke that looks like Ellen DeGenerate. Tattoos. Conservative Coachella. That's conservatism, dude. This is conservatism. Give me a break.
And I feel like we're all equal. We can all believe in what we want to believe in.
What'd you say? Where's Lisa? I need to give her a hug before we leave. Okay, thank God.
Ew, she looks like she's rolling, man. You know, she looks like a fucking.
Hey, Lisa, don't leave. I need to give you a hug.
And she's fucking awesome. What these people are saying that she's a freak, I'm a freak too then.
Yeah, we're all freaks then. We're all freaks and misfits.
Freaks, misfits, tattoos, lesbians, interracial lesbian, got your six. Some Ellen DeGenerate looking lesbo who looks like she's rolling at a club in like like at a rave from 1999. Equality, egalitarianism, mass immigration as long as they're legal. This is conservatism? Wowzers.
We are out here, live in Huntington Beach. Jess, you're really missing out. It's been quite the party. We got it first. Where can they find you? Wait, no, 1 second. Where can we find you on social media?
Instagram, it's Glenda Rose _XO. So you guys can follow me on Instagram.
And
No, we can't. No quarter for
who do you think won the 2020 election?
Oh, Trump 2021.
And I want to ask you one last question.
What?
What do you think we can do to bring people together and stop this hate?
We don't want to bring people together. I don't want to be united with Antifa or BLM types or people that push mask mandates or shutdowns or people who accost motherfuckers in stores for not wearing masks. I think that multiple lines in the sand, one very bold, clear line in the sand has been drawn, right? And if you're on the other side, I want nothing to do with you in any way, shape, or form. I want to be divided from these types of people 100%. That is what conservatism is. That's what, or maybe not conservatism. This is the title of the stream is Con Ain't Cringe. Excuse me. So maybe it's just about being right wing or just non-leftist. Well, we're figuring it out. Just not this.
At this point, I don't have an answer for that. I just really pray and hope that God will be the one that will get us all together. Because you're amazing.
This is what I do before. Usually before, I didn't do it this time, I'll be honest. But when I usually go to rallies, I pray. And I pray for our side, and I pray for the opposing side.
Good for you.
No. You should pray for the opposing side's defeat and immolation and destruction.
Pray that the opposing side finds faith, finds God,
No.
and is able to find the freedom that we found coming to the right side.
They're explicitly saying that they want to destroy your faith. I mean, haven't they been attacking churches, burning them and stuff like that? Haven't they?
Amazing.
And
You are amazing.
Smashing the windows.
divisiveness within our party, I think that the solution is prayer, and I think that's all we can do.
You're amazing. Thank you so
are
much.
you. Thank you so much for
you
doing
made
this
my
interview.
night.
You made my night.
So
Thank you so much.
much.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much, you guys.
And again, where can they find you?
Glenda Rose XO and then _. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you so much. It's Alina filling in for Jess. Huntington Beach Curfew Breakers.
Ugh.
I'm not a reporter, but I'm filling in. Jess, you could trade me if you like. Maybe it'd be a little better and they won't hate on me so much next time.
Women breaking curfew is also not conservative. The follow-up on the divisiveness. Am I watching this in like reverse order? Just something else that happened? I think I had the
Further
feeling.
divide, you know what I mean? So like, it just blows my mind that people would come out here and try to further divide us.
Well, and it's not only that. It's that
divide. Like, I mean, conservatism isn't about, like, borders or boundaries or discipline or hierarchy or, like, you know, meritocracy. It's about being, like, you know, diverse and gay and lesbian and, like, together and partying and, like, looking like a methed out, cracked out bitch. Yeah, totally.
That we're here standing up for. Oh, it's okay. We're here standing up for our rights. We're here standing up for our freedoms. And for somebody to think that they can tell somebody what they can or can't do based on their own personal beliefs, to me, is contradictory to everything that we're doing. You know what I mean? And so I kept asking everybody, I'm like, should I step in? Should I say something? And they're like, no, they're fine. So I was like, okay. So I
handled it. It's just shitty. It's shitty because we shouldn't be dividing. We shouldn't be dividing. And.
What do you think Build the Wall was for? What the? Did Trump? Do you think did Trump bring this about? Oddly enough, in some way, somehow, in some convoluted way that I'm not considering, because he was so different. Like, you know, he went from like build the wall, Mexicans are rapists and they're not bringing their best, you know, triggering the libs. He went from that to, he went from that to basically like, oh, give Bleaks the Platinum Plan and give them like $500 billion and like, what the fuck?
That's exactly
strong,
exactly.
You know?
And for people to come here and just display hate, that's exactly what we don't want. That's exactly what the news tells us that we are. And that is what I've been fighting against since walking away from the left 6 months ago. And I appreciate
6 months ago, dude. I mean, okay, there's your grift right there. Oh, it's walk away hashtag.
Your kind words. Thank you so much.
Of course. I wanted to hug you so much. You have no idea. I swear, I was like feeling your energy and like I just wanted to give you love.
I was like feeling your chakra and like your energy is so positive. This is conservatism.
They're like that to everybody.
I know.
You know?
A little context.
Hi.
You want to tell your perspective?
My perspective is that
I don't know what you witnessed or.
I witnessed a lot, and you know, like I was saying, there's certain people who feel like they have the right to judge, and in my opinion, nobody does. You know, and we're all one, and we're all united.
I think the only person that can.
Globalism, dude. We're all one. We're all united.
Judge is God, right?
That is the only person that can judge. And God knows our true soul and who we are, and that's what matters. You being a good person, you being who you are, you have no right to judge anybody or to pass whatever your own personal beliefs are on anybody. And the whole reason we're here, everything that we stand for, the reason I organized the first one was because it's all about our freedoms.
This is your event. That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
She found prettier women who support Trump, so she converted 6 months ago. Hell yeah, dude.
That makes complete sense. Yeah. Were you also, not Beverly, have you been to Beverly Hills? Did you go to Beverly Hills? Okay.
Yeah, so it was great though. Beverly Hills combined with us. Yeah, and it's.
I'm from Beverly Hills. I'm actually from here, but.
And San Clemente combined with us, and I
beautiful.
love having.
It's beautiful. Me too.
Yeah, it's amazing, and this is what we're all about. We're all about being together, and love, and the purity of our human connection.
We're here to end labels, end identity politics, and when people like that come and
look at that. Look at those fucking peepers, dude. We're here to end identity politics, which means like blacks and dykes for Trump, or for whatever the next so-called conservative candidate is, but never whites or never men or never fathers for Trump. It's never going to be that. That's what anti-identity. That's what some right winger with like ecstasy eyes, talking about no identity politics. In my opinion, that's what they mean.
And act like patriots. To me, it's fraudulent because as a patriot, we are all loving. We are accepting no matter where you came from. Because exactly. Freedom of religion and freedom of expression and freedom of choice. And I tried to say that and they tried to.
Dude, I'm sorry, but I don't want, two of the three of those mainline religions, don't really, you know, I'm trying to be on the edge here and not get kicked off of.
To shove.
But I don't really want them
liberalism
here. I
down
only
my
want
throat.
one of them
It's
here,
so-
really.
No. They tried to. Democrat. They also compared me to a child sex molester and a murderer. They tried to compare gay people to that, which is insane.
Well, I mean, you're definitely demonic, clearly.
But I tried to get a message to them across and you can't get a messages across to people who are not listening. But the problem with this is that is gonna give us a bad image, you know, and that's so terrifying.
And that's what I tell them every week. Our mission and what we're here for is so much bigger than that. And they're giving us a bad name. From the first time we were here, they attacked a group of like little 15-year-old girls, you know, they made a BLM sign, they made a Biden sign, and these guys were like in their faces, and I had to get in between them, and I had to tell them.
You sound like an Antifa liar, like a Jared Holt type. Like, oh my god, these are plants, dude. What is this? But controlled opposition, man.
They have just as much right to be here as we do, and this is what.
No, not at all. They're here to subvert the country and completely flip it upside down. And what? They're here to agitate for like the immolation of your property and your family and your livelihood. What?
America is all about. And
no,
for
it's
you
not.
To think that you could shove your views and your thoughts down somebody's throat.
What the fuck? No, bitch. Go home, tuck the kids in. I mean, make your husband some fucking casserole and shut the fuck up about politics. Seriously.
That's the opposite of what we're about. That's the opposite of what Trump has done for this country. He's awoken a brand new version of being a Republican and being a conservative.
Okay, so this is why I don't like the labels of Republican and Democrat. I don't think any of this is a red or blue issue. This is a human issue. It's humanity. It's your fellow man. Nobody should put themselves in any kind of a label at all.
What the fuck does that mean? This is all psychobabble, and this is two histrionic women who've been told that, or maybe never been told, that their opinion is worthless. And they're just engaging in psychobabble, essentially.
Don't think
like the human condition and like one people, and I don't think that like labels are like a good.
I think we should all just be humans and just have the
humans
purity
of like
and
love
with your fellow man, because that's what's gonna make us go to the next level. All of this division that we're creating by putting all these labels, to me, is completely contradictory to what we have going. We need to get rid of all the labels. We need to just love. We need to stand up for our Constitution. We should be constitutionalists. I tell everybody that. There shouldn't be Republican. There shouldn't be Democrat.
She said constitutionalists? Maybe, I don't know, man.
We're Americans and we're constitutionalists. Period.
Oh, I think she said constitutionalists, but accidentally said constitutionalists.
That's it. That's what we're.
You're right.
Like
because
without
the Republican
Constitution.
and Democrat thing keeps dividing us because now we are on two separate sides and there's no middle ground.
There's no middle ground.
And
I just want to ask these people point blank. It's just too bad I can't. Like, so you don't want to be divided from people that run around with masks on, shouting like anti-fascista, while like burning shit and spraying pepper spray in patriots' eyes. You don't want to be divided from BLM, like agitating for all kinds of violence. You don't want to be divided from drag queen storytime agitation or advocacy. For me, that's a resounding hell yes. I want to be divided from that. What the fuck? And anyone advocating for that stuff, anyone funding it, I want the government to put in fucking jail, dude, honestly.
I think that's
when can we have
Trump
that?
is trying to help us gain that middle ground.
That middle ground? No. I want the new conservatism, so-called, or the new right to be like, okay, how are we going to agitate for a government that's going to look at what Antifa's doing and put them away?
You know?
That's what
by
I want.
having, you know, I mean, look at, we're from all walks of life, you know? All walks of life. Like I said, I'm a walk away. I walked away from the left 6 months ago, and
No, you didn't.
That's why it
I'm gonna
blows.
walk away from the right if they keep acting like that. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
We're the Patriot. We're the Patriot Party. I watched the RNC and I was so inspired.
I'll tell you right now.
We're the away from the left 6 months. From all walks of life, you know, all walks of life. Like I said, I'm a walk away. I walked away from the left 6 months ago, and that's why it blows.
I'm gonna walk away from the right if they keep acting like that. I'll tell you right now.
Hey, we're the Patriot. We're the Patriot Party.
Did you fucking hear that? Wow, it's like, what is this but controlled opposition, man?
I watched the RNC and I was so inspired. I was independent when I walked away from the left. After watching the RNC, I devoted myself to being a Republican. And
RNC was so beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
Wasn't
and
it so moving?
So moving, and it gives you so much hope for this
I love it,
country.
yeah.
And I just wish more people would watch it so that they could see the real, true message. I just want to say thank you for your kind words. Thank you so much for doing this. God bless you.
Don't let people bring you down ever.
I'm telling you, I've gotten so much love at these events. I've gotten so much love. LGBT, do not be afraid.
Don't be
The
afraid.
right does
We
not
love
hate you.
you.
That is a bad representation of what this movement and the
No,
Patriot Party is
don't
all about.
Dude, well, we don't have to use words like hate, but we know who 40% of the pedos are.
Just based on those guys, trust me. Like that.
I mean, watch it for entertainment, but
I'm telling you, everybody tells me that they're trouble at every event, and I'm always trying to talk to them, and I'm always trying to talk sense into them, but there's certain battles you're never going to win, and we're here for a giant war, and the war is for our humanity and for America and our Constitution. Those boys aren't worth it.
amen. Who did you vote for in 2020?
Trump.
Who
Sorry.
do you think won?
Trump.
Amen, girl.
How on earth is what they're describing in line with the 2016 Trump, at the very least? They're saying nothing that they're saying is in line with they're Mexicans, they're rapists, and I assume some of them are good people. None of them, I mean, none of these people, or neither of these people are saying anything comparable to that.
Girl.
I'm going to be in D.C. on January 6th. Everybody, every patriot, everybody, every American, Democrat, Republican, defend America.
Yeah, show up to DC on the 6th and rib these people, and I'll be streaming. I'm going to be at home streaming, a whole bunch of different streams to boost you guys while you're out there on the 6th. But if you see these two, definitely troll them for me, please.
Don't let these evil, I'm telling you, they are evil tyrants take over our country. Stand up for it. We should all unite and stand together.
That's funny, because you didn't actually talk about how bad the left is. You just bashed actual conservatives for 7 minutes.
Being united is the most important thing, and I feel honored to be by your side fighting for freedom. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I have made the most beautiful friends that have turned into family at these events, and I've lost so many people.
She just sounds like someone, again, who's just rolling at a rave and, like, getting ready to chew on a fucking baby pacifier, dude. What is that?
Coming out as a Republican, worse than coming out as gay when I was 15. Not even comparable. That's why this shit blows my mind when somebody tries and comes and tells me shit like what just happened. I'm just like, you don't even know. You don't even know. So please, you know what I'm saying? And it's so insane to me, this division. And I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for throwing this event. I came on Halloween before it was the curfew breakers.
Oh yeah,
and
the Magaween. That was Russ and American Phoenix Project.
So
and
awesome, so awesome.
Yeah, so I've combined with them from San Clemente to here, and they're amazing.
So where can we find you? This is Weber's Way.
No, I'm not gonna let them fucking drop their social media. Hell no. What are Gropers? Dude, what are Gropers, dude? Is that kind of like Identity Evropa?
Anyways, okay, so what just happened, David? We're over here gossiping. She's mostly.
So there's some guys that show up to these rallies. I've seen them plenty of times. They're usually in Orange County. They've been in Beverly Hills before. They're basically what we call Gropers. If you're familiar with Nick Fuentes and that movement, you'll kind of understand what they are. They're uber conservative. They are anti-LGBT. They were stomping on the LGBT flag a couple weeks ago.
So at least this guy understands that they're actually conservative. She's a little bit behind. Doesn't realize, or her viewers are too stupid to realize that she's a fake conservative.
All Gas, No Brakes was here.
That was them?
Yes, that was them, yeah. They were stomping on the LGBT flag out here a couple weeks ago. They were criticizing some of the women out here dancing, having a good time, because, we're trying to have fun. They're saying, like, oh, middle-aged women twerking is not going to save America and just stupid shit. They're always out here just talking a bunch of fucking shit, dude.
Dawg, man, they be talking some shit, dog. See, this is what happens when you racially get, like, what is this, like a Juggalo meets, like, a 2009 MP3J meets Slim Shady? Am I about right? And you get a guy who thinks he's conservative, like wearing a woke. What is this woke? So like conservatives are the real woke. Is that what this is? Conservatives are the real woke, and you're not conservative if you oppose like 15-year-old girls twerking for Trump. I don't know.
And
That's
yeah,
what he's saying,
they're a bunch
effectively.
of Nick Fuentes fanboys. I was telling them, like, dude, you guys are nothing but Nick Fuentes fucking wannabes, dude. You guys need to go get the fuck out of here. But yeah, they talk a lot of shit. You know, Nick Fuentes is a very controversial dude. He's very uber Christian, very uber conservative. He has said things like he doesn't believe opposite races should get married and have kids. So, you know, I mean,
It's, well, the ones that do are outliers anyway. So I think that most people sort of at least implicitly understand that miscegenation ain't for them. People only do it because, well, let's be honest, you log into fucking Facebook, for instance, and see every fucking ad is like a mixed race couple. Like a very cartoonishly, like caricaturized, like even more so than normal advertising, like fake interracial couple. It's like, dude, what is this?
I mean, the guy's entertaining, but obviously that's not what everyone here is about. It's a very diverse crowd. You can have your conservative views, but if you're gonna be out here like talking shit on women that are, you know, moms that are out here dancing, who cares, dude? Like, shut the fuck up. Anyways, I'm like, this is like,
shut the fuck up, dog. Yeah, I know what Gropers are, dude. I was just making fun of the misspelling. Like, look, Gropers. Is this kind of like when boomers intentionally say rather than say the Democratic Party, they say things like the Democrat Party? That's supposed to be like an own. Like they intentionally misspell something to like be like, oh, I don't dignify you with respect. But in reality, what it really is like a cell phone that makes them look really fucking thick and stupid and cringe. You know?
like the most non-Weavers Wave interview I've ever done, but I'm just telling the truth. This is what happened.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. You come out here and you see all this happiness, and then you just spread hate. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
they're known for doing that. They're uber sort of like I don't want to call them alt-right, but that's kind of what most people on the left.
Yeah, that is what people on the left, you would say. That is what the Jared Holtz and the SPLCs and the ADLs of the world would say, and then you would say it. Conservatives would say it. So-called.
Try to refer to as alt-right.
That's the true alt-right, as opposed to us being alt-right. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right, from the neocons, from the fucking establishment Republicans. Yeah, we are we're that, but they're a little bit more. Just they're not very welcoming of people that are like yourself, LGBT. They don't like that shit. They're telling that girl to cover up because she's out here dressed in a provocative manner. But who cares? Like, dude.
People who are conservative, dude. People who are right wing care. Obviously,
that's just your own. If you want to be religious and conservative, like do that in your own time. This is a political.
Oh, hold on a second. I love when a self-refuting statement happens like so stupid like that. Hold on.
Religious and conservative, like dude, that's just your own. If you like, dude, that's just because she's out here dressed in a provocative manner. But who cares? Like, dude, that's just your own. If you want to be religious and conservative, like do that in your own time. This is a political movement, and we want more people to join in.
I mean, if you want to be conservative on your own time, do that. But this is a political movement. We're trying to win people over. He just basically told you to your face, hey, no, this is actually like a covert, like liberal, leftist, bankster-funded, globalist fucking grift. So anyone who's genuinely right-wing, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you here. That's effectively what he just fucking said to your face, dude.
And I know you feel a certain way about cultural issues. That's fine. There's a time and place for that. But if you're trying to win an election, coming out here and criticizing people in this rally, it's not the way to go, man. It's not the way to go.
I mean, look behind you. Look behind you. Look what's going on here. Like look what's going on here, and you choose to spread hate and divide.
Yes, dude, that's all she can say is like,
divide is bad. Like, why divide from, like, good and evil? Like, why differentiate?
Like, why do that? She really is 6 months out from being a liberal, and it's like such clear
that is what
fakeness.
Gives us a bad name. And that is what gives us a bad reputation. When people come in here and start acting like we are not all inclusive, if we are not this like exclusive private group, all are welcome here. We don't care. what box you're in.
I mean, that's your story basically because that's basically your story because you probably first heard about the Trump movement, you didn't feel included.
Exactly.
So now you are included because you met.
Because I believed things like that, and that's the problem. That's what continues the divide.
They are what makes the left stereotype Trump supporters is those people because they think that we're out here like shitting on LGBT people, criticizing people for dressing a certain way. You know, not all of us are conservative. Like some of us are libertarian, like myself. Like you can be
Lolbercuckians.
conservative and be a libertarian, much like Ron Paul. Ron Paul is a conservative in the way he lives his life, but he's a libertarian on how he wants to practice government. Now, I'm libertarian in both my personal life and in political life, but if you're a conservative and you follow Christ and you have a certain, that's fine, it's your business. There's no.
You're a liberal who just wants tax breaks for the richest of the rich as they fund BLM and Antifa and twerking 9-year-old drag shows. So basically, you're just useless and actually like counterproductive to anything decent.
You don't need to come out here and judge people for that shit.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna tell you something because I remember when I think you might have reached out to me. I met this gentleman months ago at the Beverly Hills rally, and I'm gonna tell you something. When I started going to rallies as a member of the LGBT community, I guess I don't even consider myself that. I don't define myself by a label anymore. But as a lesbian coming out here, I didn't.
So I don't label myself, but I label myself as a lesbian.
Know what to
Continue.
expect, and I was greeted with so much love and affection. I have people that look at me, look at my LGBT sign for Trump, look back at me, and just simply ask me what took you so long to get here.
LGBT for Trump, but also identity politics is bad. Remember what you said earlier? So, right. So anyone but white people, identity politics is good. But if you're white, identity politics is bad because we want to win an election. And what is the end result of us winning an election? More of just not doing anything about the people that are explicitly saying they want to destroy you.
Right.
So when I remember you messaged, it might have been, we have a group chat, like we are a family.
These are gatekeepers that just want to protect, they want to prevent any sort of rightward shift in the Overton window. In fact, they want to cause a leftward shift. Look at how fucking revolting this person looks. Like Justin Bieber meets Ellen DeGeneres faking being a conservative. It's really cringe.
Yeah.
Like, this is not just like, oh, we see each other every week. No, we are like consistently in contact. Like, we have each other's back. This is a brotherhood. This is a sisterhood. This is a family.
That's an extension of what coming out here is that we all stay engaged with each other on social media, but we all know we're gonna see each other in person. It's something really beautiful about
like
that.
We have each other's back.
Yeah, because we have our life outside of this, but we are like on Instagram. We're on social media. We're sharing content. We're giving our opinions to each other.
We be grifting, y'all, you know what I'm saying? We all one people, y'all, you know what I'm saying? But we conservative. Shit, man. Man, Jeff Bezos sure trying to make a buck, man, you know what I'm saying? Why you gotta be hating, man? You a liberal, man. Oh, you hating on you hating on Bank of America being rich and spending all that money on Antifa? Man, you a liberal, man.
And then we meet up every weekend. But yeah. Anyway,
beautiful thing.
Gropers, I got mixed feelings about you guys. When you got guys out here trying to talk shit, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Sounds
like,
liberal, dude.
Just you are entitled to your beliefs. I am a Republican. I am a proud lesbian Republican. And
you're that lesbo that Crowder debates. I forgot her name. Also, Shapiro debated her like 4 years ago. What's her fucking name? Sally something or other. You're basically that same exact person.
I don't care if you don't believe in gay marriage. I don't care if you don't believe in gay rights. Just shut up, and I'll shut up about my gay stuff, and we can all come together because that's the beauty of America. Read the Constitution. We have freedom of religion, and we have freedom of choice. I am blessed because I live in this country where I'm not killed for being gay.
Gays thrown off roofs. Remember that? Remember the whole Milo thing on college campuses when he's saying like Muslims throw gays off roofs and stuff like that? This is what we were allowing to come to pass by attending his talks and like boosting a guy like that. That's how we were, inadvertently, we were shifting the Overton window in this direction.
So you can go and you can talk trash like you're in middle school, and you can stomp on people's flags, and you can come out here and cause a scene, or you can open your mind, open your heart, and see that we are all equal. We
No.
don't judge based on what label you put.
We are not all equal. We are on a hierarchy. We are arranged based on who is best at certain things. What do you mean? We are not all equal. What are you talking about? That's absolute nonsense.
Yourself in.
And that's not conservative.
What's in your heart? I love you like a brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the cameraman who has his camera like a brother.
Thanks,
I
Alberto.
love the man next to him like a
Shout out-
brother.
shout out, Jesse.
Urban,
We'll see you soon.
I am grateful. Yeah, I love Jess. Love Jess.
We'll see you soon, Jesse.
And we love you, and I love.
I love you. Unconditional love is conservative. I have a feeling that this might be the video that set all of this off. Yeah, this is the dude. What's his fucking name? I'm following him on DLive. We'll figure it out. I'll jog my memory. Whoa, hey, don't touch the guy. Christ is king. King. Christ is king.
Shut the fuck up. Cover yourself up. Shut up.
Based.
These guys are Antifa.
Nick Fuentes, you're a wannabe Nick Fuentes. Sit down. You wannabe Nick Fuentes. You're a wannabe Nick Fuentes.
Get Jesse. Where's Jesse? He's talking to somebody. This is Antifa. Jesse!
Alt-right are the real Antifa.
But they're gropers.
They're what?
They're gropers.
Dude, they're gropers hanging out with Identity Evropa.
Hey.
Oh no, I got it.
They're gropers. They're
Why
the
do
white
you dress like that?
They're white
No, look,
supremacists.
he's gonna be a
Bro, they're white supremacist gropers hanging out with Identity Evropa, bro.
You know what? You know me better. Someone that was in Alberto's video yelling in Washington, D.C.?
Who was the chick?
Yeah. I'm not tripping. Okay, no, okay.
No. The gropers people are like far right.
The gropers people, dude?
Oh, they're not Antifa.
They're white supremacists.
Oh, God.
What's going on right
Oh, they're white supremacists, so they are the real Democrats. Democrats started the KKK, don't you know?
Antifa.
Dems are the real racists. You know, these gropers sound an awful lot like Democrats to me.
We unfortunately, I wish we could stay, but unfortunately we do have to take off.
No worries. Next time.
We did want to stay. Good to see you. Hey, good. Running away. Next time, be safe. That's what I worry about. Be safe.
Wait, I think this is all in reverse order, isn't it?
They repent for their sins. So if people have
So why
the
can't they
ability,
call it a sin?
if people have the ability to do that, what is the point in denigrating them and committing sin yourself?
Remember when Trump said you can't solve the problem if you don't name it? Radical Islamic terrorism? Well, we're talking about a problem. We're naming it. We think the
Name them.
LGBT influence on the conservative movement is a problem. We don't support it.
Right, but why do you commit sin while you're not supporting it? You don't have to sin yourself.
What? Okay, I'm gonna try to walk through her histrionics as logically as I can. So calling out the molesty AIDS infestation, bathhouse culture of, you know, the LGBT alphabet soup, and the fact that that's clearly encroaching into conservatism via bankster funding and corporate funding, calling that out as somehow a sin or like wrongdoing, they should just keep their mouth shut. Because that,
You guys,
I mean, you're gonna have to explain that one to me, because it's just crazy histrionics.
murder your brother and sister in name. I don't know about you, but he murders his brother and sister in name. I know the stuff he says about other people. He's not just calling out the sin. He's denigrating people. He's mocking other people. It's unnecessary.
If you I mean, if you're Lady Maga, for instance, like, come on, dude. That's to be mocked. Can I get an amen and chat on that one? Like, come on, dude.
Why are you here doing this?
Did he denigrate? I don't know, and I don't believe so.
What did he talk about to the woman at the well? What did he talk about to her?
No, I don't know. Tell me.
Well, he talked about her, all the sexual partners she had, and how the man she's with now wasn't even her husband.
That's fine, but you guys don't talk like that.
And then he also talked about, compared a Samaritan woman to a little dog.
I heard he called somebody a gay Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Mario?
Black people and
His name was Mario. His name was Mario.
No, it's not.
The guy he called gay Mario was Mario.
That's not the name that we call him.
Oh, well, there's a guy here named Mario. That's Mario.
That's very interesting. I don't support slavery like that.
Okay, well, I'm obviously not. Would you like to get on that whole thing? Would you like to try and actually prove that I'm with BLM? Or would you just...
What the fuck, dude? This is why you don't allow women in the movement at all. He's not implying that you're a member of BLM or that you're triggered or whatever and you're BLM. No, he's saying, like, yeah, there were bad things in the past, therefore they were bad, right? So we don't do them anymore.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying that's a...
Hey, how can you be a Trump supporter and care so much about identity politics? How can you be a Trump supporter and care so much about identity politics?
I'm talking about morality. As a conservative, Trump...
So being concerned about the encroachment of degenerate, like, creepazoid LGBT stuff into conservatism is the real identity politics. Once again, this is just this brain worm that a lot of either idiots or bad faith actors have, seemingly, where it's just like, being conservative is the real left wing. Yeah, being a psychotic far leftist creepazoid who is okay with gay marriage and premarital sex and all that stuff, I mean, that's the real conservatism.
wants to conserve America first. That's a conservative value. And I believe in conservative values. And I don't want to see things shift away from conservative values. Simple.
What's wrong?
That's why he kind of looks like Ice Poseidon. Alright, dude.
With you, dude? Why are you drunk? Are you drunk? What's wrong with you?
Conservative values are not.
Are you a victim now? No. Why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me? I'm this close to punching you right now. I'll get a...
Whoa, dude.
Problem with sin, that's no problem.
That was fucking dumb, dude. That was cringe as fuck.
And if people want to keep the conservative...
So if we're Trump supporters, conservative values are not to care about people's identity. We care about capitalism.
You don't care about values.
Right.
So your values are not your identity.
Well, what do you mean about values?
Like, what do you mean about, like, values? I don't know what that, like, means, bro. Like, it's all relative and the same, and, like, you're all, like, equal, like, right? Like, that's what conservatism is, dude. Like, chill out. What are you, a Democrat?
That's what you care about, right?
If you think it's okay for 12-year-old kids to have sex.
Right,
like
that's pedophiles.
Like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the Democrat.
Pedophiles.
If you think it's okay for married men, that's a value.
Is it a value, or is it if someone really... Okay, let's say when two men love each other, right? Like, but they're capitalists. Should we...
Consumerism and capitalism is all that matters to the right, really? Not family values, not the nation, not just peace of mind when you leave your house, not just simple things like that. I mean, none of that matters. Just consume and, like,
say go become
that's
a Democrat?
If two men love each other, they should still support conservative values in Trump, because that's going to be good for them.
Yeah.
Because if the whole country goes down the pot, they're going to have nothing.
We can have a discussion about, let's say, if you're a Christian, you can say, oh, in my religion, I believe that what you're doing is sinning, and if you come to Jesus, let's say, you can come away from your sin, and that is like a healthy way to have that. Instead of saying, leave out of our party.
When I'm calling it a sin, you're saying that I'm being hateful.
No, you can call it a sin. You can call it a sin without.
But just don't do it here and don't. I mean.
Without saying that it's hateful.
When I call something a sin, do you think I'm being hateful?
No, because you don't hate the sinner, you hate the sin.
So when I say that I think that LGBT agenda is sinful, I don't hate LGBTs.
He shouldn't even have to explain this. The only people that you've ever had to explain this to are leftists. How does this fucker not realize this? How does he immediately not realize he's talking to two fucking... Look at this guy. He looks like an Antifa psycho, dude.
Agenda, yeah.
He looks like one of the people that could be in the lineup of these meth heads. Mugshots.
But I'm making a moral judgment, value judgment. I'm making a judgment on moral values. That's what I'm doing.
That's the problem. You're being exactly like the left is.
What the fuck? The left calls you homophobic if you say shit like this. What are you talking about?
Conservatives.
Just like you. You're just not using the word homophobic yet.
Get laws passed against gay people?
I want to be. I don't want people that are like for like very liberal values be claiming they're conservative, because they're not.
Right.
What kind of liberal values do you think I possess that you are assuming?
Literally everything that you've said, and we've been over it already. So.
I'm just curious.
And you want me to judge you, or what I think? What I think? Are you LGBT?
I don't actually associate with that anymore. I call myself a lesbian because that is me.
I don't associate with that, but I call myself a lesbian. Did you hear that? This bitch is just all about saying one thing, like denying one thing, but then in the very next breath, reaffirming that she is in fact that thing.
So I think that maybe you would be better off. I think you'd be better off in a relationship with a man.
That's not what I'm asking you.
So
I'm asking you what liberal policies do you think I...
Being a fucking woman who goes with other women. Are you insane?
I think the more Americans actually stop having children and start like pairing up, the more likely our country's going to implode and fall and fail, and then we're going to import people that actually have family values. Like Muslims.
You guys can agree on politics and disagree on like cultural.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't care if you disagree with me getting married to a woman. I honestly don't care. Honestly, do not care. What I care about is the divisiveness with...
So you don't care about anything except you don't want to be divided from people who are leftist. You want to unite with people who are leftist and find common ground with people who are leftist and move people and the country more broadly to the left.
In our group. That is not necessary because we have bigger problems than being gay.
That people are talking about conservative values.
The elites are using the gay agenda. That's what conservatives talk about when they say the gay agenda. They're using that to wedge it into the mainstream and sort of like subvert the traditional family and subvert. So it's all a subversion, which is what we're seeing right on the screen right fucking now.
People are talking about conservative values. Oh, thank you. Okay.
I think as long as they're not, advocating to
I'm a girl, by the way.
As long as he's not advocating to pass laws against gay people or pass laws against, then he's not really like dividing like in the sense that defund the police or something like that.
That's what we're actually caring about, not like.
Like he's not advocating to ban gay people. He's just telling you as a gay person that he thinks.
I am.
Exactly, that's fair. But the problem with that is that divides people, and I'm just trying to get to.
Okay, sometimes you need to be divided.
I don't agree with that.
She never thinks that you should ever be divided from anyone or anything, but she's a conservative.
Jesus said he came to divide us. Jesus didn't want to unify people. He said to divide people. Even people in their family are going to turn against each other.
See, that's the problem. We're all on the same side. We shouldn't be divided. That's my point.
But there's some people that are right and some people are wrong. That's the thing.
I hear you.
So all the people who, let's say, I think of it like all the people with different identities, it doesn't matter. As long as you know the truth and you believe in the truth and you come together, we're going to unite as like a bigger and bigger.
Amen.
Dude, if you knew the truth, you'd understand that a lot of these identities are fake and gay and like trying to fuck your country up.
Amen, but it's not necessary to come out here like these two gentlemen have and accuse me of being a liberal, which is because
yes,
that's the problem that we have here.
Be a Trump supporter.
It's not just the Ellen DeGeneres costume thing, Cringe. It's your generalized idea of egalitarianism and equality and the people and bring them all in and we're all the same, and it's like no, it's very obvious that you discovered this 6 months ago. It's very obvious.
But I'm not liberal. That's the problem.
No, I'm just saying.
But you have a liberal moral value system.
Yeah.
Like at this point, every American should be supporting Trump. Liberal.
Hold on, I'm gonna just say this. Hey, just
hold up.
Not to cut the conversation. She looks better than Miley Cyrus, does she?
Absolutely.
She came in like a wrecking ball, bro.
All right, you are a lovely woman, and I don't hate you. But the fact that you guys are so so triggered by me expressing my values.
Triggered. I'm just.
Let's never bring up the word triggered ever again, man.
I'm not triggered. I'm just.
Hold on, I want that. She has the weirdest, like, most memeable faces, facial expressions.
I'm not triggered. I'm just.
I'm not triggered. I just like rolling my balls off, you know, like conservative, dude.
You're astounded.
It's just crazy to me that division
No, it's crazy
still
to
needs
me
to
how you-
continue when we're all on the same side. When we all can't just like I respect your religion beliefs.
We're all on the same side. Like, this reminds me of the time I was in Madison. Maybe I can pull up the video after this. I was in Madison, and I saw, like, a group of boomer, pro-Second Amendment people facing off with some Antifa psychos in their black bloc get-ups. This is at the Madison, the state capitol building. And one of the boomers, like, this old, like, he could have been, like, 60-something years old. He had this standard, like, trucker hat, the don't tread on me hat, and, like, the glasses, the sunglasses and everything. And he's, like, arguing with an Antifa psycho with, like, his fucking hammer and sickle flag and all that stuff. And he's like, man, we just want the same thing. We want the same thing. And I couldn't help it. I was just sitting there and I couldn't help but think to myself, this guy has no fucking clue what these people want, apparently.
I respect that you
Or again, I don't know. Do they want the same thing? And this is just a manifestation of, yeah, the Republican Party effectively wants what Antifa wants, or just slower and just a diet version of it.
you don't agree with gay marriage, I respect that. I really could care less. Gay marriage is legal now. It doesn't matter. We're not fighting for that anymore. Like, that's over.
Did you hear that? Just abandon your principles because they won. Just give up. Give up, right-wingers. They won.
Could care less. Gay marriage is legal now. It doesn't matter. We're not fighting for that anymore. Like, that's over. And everything else, that the LGBT community. Hold on. No, it's all like that's the problem.
So she's there to tell you not to fight anymore. That being conservative means not fighting for anything that you believe in.
There shouldn't be any. Everything else within the LGBT community that's happening now. Hang on. Let me finish. Everything else.
Never let a woman finish. Man-terrupt all the live long day, man.
Else is we are all equal as humans. There shouldn't be like individual rights based on our identities.
Equal to you? Murderers are human. We're not.
That's not. You're
not all
comparing
equal as humans.
again. You're comparing being gay with murderers and being gay with child molesters.
He's saying that things that are wrong. God damn it. This is exactly what Crowder got into it with that one, like, lesbian, when, there are only two genders, change my mind bit. When he brought up slavery, she starts off saying, like, oh, well, transgender or, like, multiple genders, that's been around in ancient cultures, been in Indian cultures. And he says, well, so is slavery. And then she's like, well, why are you bringing up slavery? Why are you making the comparison? And she, like, won't let it go. I think we've all seen that one. She's doing the same fucking thing. The exact same thing.
Not every human being is equal in a sense that a murderer is human, but still they're a murderer.
It just makes me a little. I don't know. You know what? God bless you.
Well, thank you.
I'll pray for you. You're protecting me. That's because I just. If you're a Proud Boy, that just makes me very, very.
Proud Boys
sad because
LGBT.
Yeah.
She's anti-Proud Boy too, not because they're cringe and gay. I mean, she should like how gay they are.
Me too, and that's what.
I'm just kidding. No, actually, I love the Proud Boys because they whoop the fuck out of Antifa, dude. All joking aside, they're cool. I mean, again, what? Everything that she said is just Antifa, basically. She's like, oh, I mean, she's just like.
Okay.
I'm not a Proud Boy. No, I'm not. Yeah, pride's a sin. I'm not a Proud Boy.
Fair enough.
That was unbelievable, dude. I think we're getting to... Okay, this is it. This is basically what sparked off this whole little conflict here. It was this Groiper, this America First dude right here. He got into it with him.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay, so she initiates it with him.
No problem with this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
Degeneracy.
Yeah? I'm a lesbian. You have a problem with me?
Well, you're being aggressive at Trump supporters.
No, I'm just asking you a question. How am I being aggressive? How am I being aggressive? I heard that you,
I'm offended.
Yeah, offended? I'm just curious. I heard you stomped on an LGBT flag here.
I did.
Yeah.
I wish we had footage of that, yo.
Why is that?
Because people like you are being so aggressive that once the symbol of political sodomy is stomped on, you show where your loyalties truly lie. You don't stand for conservative values. You'd rather stand for your sexual degeneracy. Here you are with a boy's haircut and a sailor's tattoos, thinking you're some sort of man. Given conservative.
You think you?
Oh my God. This is my first time ever seeing these, you guys. Like, I heard about this, and I think I saw a clip of this guy. And I've watched this dude stream before. Culture Warrior Criminal. That's what it is. The name of this dude was escaping me, dude. 46 seconds in and he's already fucking cracking me up. Okay, let's go.
You think you're assuming that I identify as a man or I identify as some kind of
No, it's that you have some sort of weird. I mean, you're not like full on trans, but I'd like to think that lesbians, if they're even real, that is, I don't know, have some sort of dysphoric, like mild dysphoric nature to them or androgynous nature to them. Where they want, at least maybe they want to be guys. I think maybe that's what it is.
BS pronouns, right? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it seems very obvious to anyone watching. As soon as you approached me, I realized you were some sort of deviant.
Oh yeah, is that true?
Well, whether or not it's true, you're giving off a bad image, lady. I think you should.
I'm giving off a bad image? How so? I'm literally just asking for a conversation. Why can't we have a friendly conversation?
You look like a train hopper, basically. That got hired by some conservative fake, like, conservative Inc. party to go around and gatekeep and prevent people from being actually right wing.
Seems like you are like looking at me like I'm inhuman, right?
Well, you came at me very aggressively. I had no intention of talking to you, but you seem pretty butt blasted about the whole thing. So.
Butt blasted?
Yeah.
You seem like you have short man syndrome. What do you think about that?
Hey, you know what? If that's the argument you're gonna stoop to for
argument I'm gonna stoop to, right? I'm not
and he's like as tall as she is.
trying to argue with you. I'm just asking you why you have a problem with
but
me.
You know what? I tell you what.
And you can't even tell me why you
funny.
have a problem with me. That's why I'm asking.
The more we proclaim Christ as king, the more these freaks come out of the woodwork and attack true conservatives.
Look me in the eyes and tell me I'm a freak.
You're a freak.
Yeah?
You are.
You are. You are.
You have some balls, sir.
Brass.
May God have mercy on you. Hope you come to Christ, and I hope you see the error of your ways someday. You need a good man to straighten you out.
Do you think that? Oh, you are a classic. You are a classic man. I have another question for you, since you're so smart, and you can't tell me anything besides I'm a freak. Please film me. This is hilarious.
You get one more question. What is it?
One more question. That's all you're gonna bless me with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, reporter. Let's hear it.
So, again, I'm gonna ask you.
She did say that in a jealous way, didn't she? You have some balls. I mean, I've wanted a pair of those my whole life.
As a conservative.
How are you conservative?
How am I conservative? Because I don't care what religion you practice. I'm not gonna shove my gay agenda
like
down
liberalism.
your throat. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
All
like
right.
libertarian.
All right. Okay.
What do you conserve?
Dude.
What values do you fight for?
What values do I fight for?
Do you
I'm
proclaim-
pro-life. I'm also pro.
She's probably pro-life in the sense of she whines about, like, Planned Parenthood being in every bleak neighborhood. They're aborting black babies. But then 5 minutes later, when this dude says, hey, like, young white dudes are getting addicted to opiates in, like, the Appalachians and, like, killing themselves because they have no job prospects, she'd be like, oh, identity politics, you sound like a Democrat. It's just lies.
Whatever you want. So, freedom of choice.
That's literally
Being gay, freedom of choice. I'm not talking about abortion
You realize
rights.
even Obama in 2008 said he.
Okay, Okay, I have a question for you. I don't care about Obama. I'm not a Democrat.
You far left than Obama on social issues, and you claim to be a conservative.
All I'm asking is, why am I not accepted by you? Are you the gatekeeper of conservatism? That's my question.
That would be nice, but no, I'm not.
I mean, how big of an ego do you have to
This dude's pretty alpha, dude.
to think that you want to be the gatekeeper of conservatism, and you are going to tell me that I am a freak and I am whatever BS? I mean, you sound like a Democrat putting me into a box.
See? Oh, you're defending traditional values. You sound like a Democrat.
I sound like a Democrat.
Absolutely.
No,
You're putting me
I
into
sound
a
like
box.
a conservative from any year before 2010. Every
Lesbians.
conservative would say the same thing.
He's a faggot. He's a faggot. He's a faggot. He's a faggot.
No, he's fighting against that.
I got my fellow homophobes are here.
You know what you sound like? You know what you sound like? You sound like the Westboro Baptist Church, who are avowed Democrats. Do you know that? You sound.
Hey, listen, if that's true, I mean, those are some base Democrats. I'm just kidding, but not really. Listen, I mean, this is like the Democrats founded, or the Democrats are the party of slavery. But listen, dude, everybody who flies a Confederate flag now votes Republican. So what does that mean to you?
Sound like the Westboro Baptist Church. Your arguments
Like Westboro Baptist Church, if they vote Democrat, that's an exception to the rule, man.
are literally page by page from.
Like those types, you know what I mean? Like the kind of people who say like gays are going to hell are obviously, the rule is obviously that they're going to be conservative. Obviously.
The Westboro Baptist Church. You know that, right?
You know what, like, you're a liberal.
You know, your arguments are literally page by page from the Westboro Baptist Church. You understand that?
You're a conservative man with your girly voice and
Based on appearance.
Aren't they beautiful? That's right. This is not liberalism. This is selfish.
I thought this was a Trump rally. What the hell? Do you people not see what's happening to conservatism?
No sex help us win a culture war.
Right. The freedom of expression is a cornerstone of the American fabric. It is called the First Amendment. It is the freedom of expression.
It's like the First Amendment.
The freedom of voice.
Which founding father supported men wearing high heels?
And I'll tell you that because it's number
They wore buckled shoes with like nylons and wigs, I guess. But
one. It's enshrined in our First Amendment. Freedom of expression.
It was actually illegal to do that. Indecency laws existed until very recently.
So do you think that your religion should write laws to dictate people's actions?
Yes.
That is actually the antithesis of freedom.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. There's using your religion to write laws to dictate people's actions is actually the antithesis of freedom.
antithesis. I mean, dude, if I never had to hear antithesis ever again, I might support this guy's angle on decency laws, honestly. Yeah.
It sounds kind of, it really does. It sounds kind of Muslim to me. It sounds Muslim to me to have decency laws.
Why did the
I 100% agree with you, so please.
Do you agree with Muslims?
Why? On some issues, yeah. On some issues, yeah.
He's a fundamentalist. He's obviously like a fundamentalist, like reactionary, ultra-conservative. Obviously, I mean that's what he is, and they're arguing with him on the merits of him being a conservative, despite the fact that he's not just conservative, he's reactionary, right? He's ultra-conservative. He straight up wants to go back to the 1950s. So-called conservatives of today are trying to go back to 2008. Like, that's what these people represent. Conserving liberalism from 2008.
On some issues, yes.
What kind of Muslim? What do you relate with?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'd probably have more in common with a devout Muslim than with you, quite frankly.
Why are you here?
Because I'm a conservative.
Then why are you in America?
Why are you against devout Muslims?
Because I proclaim that Christ is King, and America needs to return to conservative values. And men in high heels, the fact that you're even allowed to show yourself here is a disgrace. And the fact that you're not embarrassed.
See, I will stand for your right to say that. I will stand here in my heels for your right to say that.
You've been assaulted wow. You're like Voltaire, bro. It's really impressive.
I've been assaulted by BLM and Antifa. And I don't care. I will still stand up for your right to say what you want to say.
Good for you.
So it sounds like I'm the bigger man than you are.
I guess so. I'm sure the heels help a little bit.
I hate people so much.
I hate nothing, but the rampant.
You just looked in my eyes and called me a freak. That's pretty hateful.
No, it's just an accurate representation. Like, look at how malnourished and like on drugs you are, dude, and not just cannabis flowers. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something wrong with people that are going to make political sodomy.
I'm asking you a question.
I mean, I just think it's strange. All these people, I've never seen any of these degenerates here before. The good people of Huntington Beach have been coming here every week, and none of these people.
I've been here before. We probably just haven't seen each other.
I've seen the other hosts with the long hair and the nice beard, but like this dude with heels shows up.
I know him. He's been going to rallies for a long time.
And a bunch of people wearing like all black.
I'm asking you.
This guy's so based, so she's gonna be like, don't you know you sound like a Democrat for like opposing me being like infinitely free all the time with no restrictions or borders or boundaries whatsoever? Like, did you know that like that's being a Democrat?
Like, why is that a problem for you?
I've explained myself 101 times. Because it's disgusting.
But you wouldn't accept.
This guy's so Chad, dude. Look at how, I mean, he's so he just knows exactly what he believes. These people are confused. Perfect contrast. I mean, almost every time I hit pause.
My help on the battlefield. If someone were to call you some sort of
on the battlefield, you're gonna break your fucking ankles on the battlefield.
How old are you?
You're gonna break a nail, dude.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Where are you from?
What? I'm from SoCal, from San Clemente.
South County. Makes sense.
That's great. That makes sense.
What's that mean? Well, you got something against South County?
I live in South County.
Oh, it looks like we're getting a call here.
And we both.
Yellow. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're live, man. How you doing?
Fantastic to be live. How you doing?
We're live with Mr. B&B here on the Duerstream. How you doing, man? We're just watching some degenerate fucking psychos on YouTube.
There are many of them to watch these days. I think there's just a never-ending supply of them. They just queue up and just walk in front of the camera lens.
Yeah. Well, where do you think they come from exactly? Where do you think the origin of all these fucking psychos in the streets is again?
Just walk in front of the camera lens. Yeah. What I think their origins are? I think they're sadly born in American homes to American parents and living in American cities and suburbs and rural environments. They just seem to be a product of our culture, and they seem to be a ever-increasing percentage of our population.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching a stream right now. I don't know if you were tuning in at all, but we're watching a stream of these, like, lesbo dykes in MAGA hats going around basically proclaiming themselves to be conservative. And there's, like, a right-wing Chad. He's basically just arguing with them about... And they're calling him a Democrat because they're saying you're engaging in identity politics by having a problem with me as a gay, lesbian Trump supporter. And you're the real liberal. So they're basically trying to completely flip around the Overton window and redefine what it means to be right-wing.
Well, that is what they're doing. That's what they've been doing. That way they can sort of like do an end around their opposition. I always like to question people's politics when they tell me they're right-wing. I always say, in what way?
Right.
And I think a lot of the people who are out there encountering these people trying to capture the definition or the narrative of conservatism is to question people and say, well, what makes you conservative? What's conservative about you? Why are you wearing that MAGA hat? What does that hat mean to you? And that's when you start finding out these people are generally actors trying to undermine populist conservatism, populist politics and resistance to centrally controlled money manufacture. We'll call it perpetual QE federal reservism, which seems to have captured both political parties and seems to be financing most of these street activists. It's very important to question these people and say, well, why are you that?
Mm-hmm.
And then to find out if they actually are that.
Yes. Yes, what do you conserve? What do you conserve? I mean, you conserve rampant, again, like the QE-funded banksterism that's funding all of these fucking street thugs, and probably the MAGA Inc. Gatekeepers that basically say, hey, you're trying to bring America back to traditional family values, or opposing me for being like a high heels wearing tranny fucking MAGA supporter. You sound like the real Democrats. Like, they're just so, to me, they're just so obviously, I mean, we've been going over it in the stream for about an hour now, and to me, they're just so self-evidently like controlled opposition, or you know what I mean. Like, you know all about the fucking AstroTurf.
Yeah, they're dishonest. They're dishonest actors who are trying to destroy and discredit intellectual critics of the dominant system right now. And we can see it because we're at Dow Jones 30,000 plus. And just earlier this year, we were down to 19,000 on the Dow. Notice nobody's talking about that. Where did all that money come from?
Oh, it's fake.
How does that happen in a few months where the Dow nearly doubles? Those are mature, large cap, 30 stocks. How does that happen? Because they're constantly pumping money into corporations, and they're pumping money into street activist actors. And everybody needs to question these people and say, what's conservative about you? And they'll find that they're encountering an empty mind in a pair of high heels with lipstick and the mother's dress on. They're masquerading. They're performing. They don't stand for anything except the current status quo, and that's why they're out there performing. It's terrifying, but I think people need to question these people when they say, "Hey, I'm a lesbian, pansexual, pyro-necro-bestialitist conservative." You say, "Okay, so you like having sex with flaming dead animals, and you're wearing a MAGA hat. What else makes you what you are? How do you feel about health care? Should it be sold across state lines, and should we eliminate the capital gains tax so everybody can afford to buy health care that they want?" And you'll find just the hummingbirds buzzing, and you'll hear the crickets chirping, but you won't hear anything coming out of their mouth. And it's very scary.
You'll have basically like you'll hear them say some shit like, "I support capitalism and free markets," but they support this like global like finance capital effectively, and a lot of them are too stupid to realize it.
They support the system of moving capital around the planet, but they don't support capitalism. You ask them, should we federally license doctors so they can openly cross state lines and get rid of the current state licensing mafia system? You'll hear nothing. They're programmed. They read a script. And when you question them intellectually, you'll find that is always the case.
Yeah, well, where do you think they come from?
They don't support capitalism. Capitalism is the free exchange of goods and services. They're against freedom. They're against choice when it comes to services. And they're against the free movement and free exchange of capital. They like money, capital interests controlling people. And they're part of that. They're a tentacle of that octopus, of using money as a weapon to enslave humanity.
Exactly.
That's not capitalism. That is the use of money and capital to control people. It's a type of mercantilism.
Right. It's a usury prison is what we're in right now, isn't it?
It's a bankster usury prison that destroys humanity. And you can see that everywhere around you. Small businesses are being destroyed by the COVID rules, while Amazon flourishing.
Yeah, not just that. Yeah, and the other wing of it, as you pointed out, like the street thug wing. I mean, if the COVID, the mask shutdowns and the COVID shutdowns and all that bullshit didn't destroy your ma and pa business, then Antifa and BLM can come in and fucking finish you off.
They'll finish you off if you manage to survive. Not being able to operate in many of America's cities, selling your cupcakes and pastries and croissants. They'll come and shatter the windows and torch your ovens. That's what they'll do. They're just two different tentacles of the same octopus that's trying to destroy the very small, under threat capitalist class in this country, which are the shopkeepers, the skilled professionals, and your for contract artistes. Your people who will do a street mural for you on your building if you pay them. Those people are being put out of business. Those people are being controlled. It's a very difficult time to be a skilled professional, whether you're a mural artist or you're somebody who repairs ovens for mom and pop bakeries. It's almost impossible to survive as part of the professional class. It's terrifying. It's just going to be banksters and slaves. How 16th century, but that seems to be what these people want, and it's horrifying. Look at these COVID things. Look how many people are dying as a percentage of the cases. What is it, 1.6 something percent right now in the United States? Well, what percentage of the American population is 85 or older? It's a larger percentage than 1.6%. I mean, am I the only person that's totally completely unimpressed or unconcerned about these statistics? It's laughable. It's ridiculous. The people who are dying are people who have leukemia, cancer, they have HIV, or some other pre-existing condition that's weakening their immune system, or they're 85 to 125 years of age, in which case they probably have another pre-existing condition. People who are healthy, okay, who take care of themselves, this is not hurting them. People don't see that. We're in this position where 1.5+% of the people who have tested positive for COVID have died of this. If you didn't have the media telling you about this pandemic, how many people would actually believe it's happening? Nobody would even be able to detect it. I don't know. I know I wouldn't be.
Do you think? I mean, I can get at least a little conspiratorial. I mean, do you think that they just kind of made the whole mask thing up because they wanted to release prisoners and they wanted to drum up riots and they wanted to have the masks so that they didn't need the pretense of the black bloc that we've been seeing for the past 4 years? You know what I mean? So that these rioters can conceal their likenesses while they go. And notice the Portland and the Seattle rioters went out there, and you didn't need a Tim Pool or a Duerstream or whatever out there filming, because those motherfuckers were streaming their own fucking destruction and riots. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
How fucking so am I crazy and conspiratorial? I mean, this is just obviously some crazy wild hypothesis, but could it have just been completely 100% staged in order to just make sure that these street thugs that are funded by the same fucking people have a means to, just conceal their identities while they go fuck with people? I don't know.
Well, they've mandated the Antifa uniform as necessary to shop at a Costco.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there you go. The QE'd retailers that are now part of the upper reaches of the triple Q index ETF are now not only contributors to the organizations that are funding these street animals, but they're mandating the uniform in order to buy a rotisserie chicken at your local Costco. It's the same thing with Phil Knight at Nike. I mean, he's the one putting the names of individuals who are alleged victims of police violence on the faces of his contracted athletes with the swoosh next to it.
Oh, right.
Look at Nike stock since 2009. How many thousands of percent have his shares gone up since the bottom of the financial crisis? He's weaponizing fake money through QE to control society, to control what people think, with athletes that he controls under contract. Yes, that's what's happening. They want people muzzled. They want people hiding their identities. They want people inconvenienced, and they want to be able to hide their perpetrators who commit acts of violence and who destroy private property and public property
and lives.
And be able to blend in with a huge, massive horde of population. So what they've done is they're mandating the Antifa uniform for everyone in order to do basic human necessities: acquire food, go to the dentist, go to a physician, to ride public transit. There you have it. Is it a conspiracy? Well, I think it's a very odd response to having a disease that appears in the United States to only be killing 1.6, 1.7% of the people who have the disease.
Right.
It's not a huge pandemic that's turning people into zombies. People are just acting like zombies during the time of the pandemic. But it's not. It doesn't have a very high fatality rate, does it?
No, not at all, not at all. And it's a comorbidity, and it's all inflated, and well, the media is using words like cases over and over and over again to freak people out, I think.
Yeah, right. They are. I mean, but you look at the number of cases, and you divide the number of fatalities by the number of cases, you get your fatality rate, and the fatality rate is, I don't know, doesn't seem that impressive to me. I'm not frightened by COVID-19. I think most of the people who are dying from it have leukemia, cancer, HIV, the respiratory problems that pre-existed COVID-19. A lot of the people who are dying seem to be octogenarians or well over 100 years of age. I'm just saying we have 1.5% of the population that's, 86 to 100? Well, that pretty much correlates with the fatality rate of COVID-19. I'm shocked that it's so efficacious in frightening so many Americans into making very, very bad decisions for themselves and allowing themselves to live in fear of their fellow Americans to the degree that it has. But I'm always surprised by the efficacy of widespread media advertising.
Yes.
And
yeah, dude. I immediately, my skeptical nature went into full swing the moment this shutdown crap and mask mandate crap started. I mean, just seeing sponsored Facebook advertising, gamers out there, epic gamers out there, fans of the Resident Evil series. I remember seeing a sponsored Facebook advertisement for sales for a Umbrella Corporation Resident Evil face mask. And this was like in fucking March or April or some shit like that. And I immediately knew that it was bullshit. Like, oh, well, they're rolling out branded content for COVID already. This is so obviously just a part of it. And then I look at the kind of people enforcing, like the social enforcers, right? And I notice they're all Antifa types, they're all BLM types, they're all the Purple Hair Squad.
It's part of their agenda, it's part of the program. It's part of their vision for America. Mm-hmm. Total and complete control while everybody wears a muzzle. And it's sad to see a muzzled America shuffling along, fearful of their fellow Americans who they normally would be, engaging in intellectual discussion with. Now they maintain 6 feet and avoid eye contact and do not engage in any verbal discourse. It's part of a plan, no question.
Do you so have you had any experiences getting like reamed out for no mask this or?
The only thing I've experienced personally was at our, which is one of the brands of the Kroger grocery empire, right in Palm Desert, California. There was a woman who was checking out, and I was picking up a few bottles of Mum Brut for a Thanksgiving event that I was going to. I don't drink myself, but I always bring a gift. I'm pretty polite that way. And this woman turned to me and she says, "Do you mind standing back and getting away from me? I'm part of the at-risk population." And I said, "Ma'am, if you're at risk, you shouldn't be out in public in a grocery store buying things. You should probably have it delivered by one of the number of delivery companies that are out there, and there's plenty of room for you to back away from me. It looks like you got about 25 feet behind you." And that was all I said to her. And I think she was shocked because it was Riverside County, California, and she's probably not used to anybody, having a brain and a pair of balls.
Hell yeah, dude.
Brains and balls seem to be massively in short supply in Southern California. And she was just shocked that I would say, "Hey, lady, you back up if you don't like me. Why are you giving orders to me? Why are you ordering that I back away from you? Why don't you get distance from me?" But that's been the only negative experience I've had with individuals regarding the pandemic that's gripping the planet. Other than that, no, I find people haven't been that bad.
That's good. I mean, I just feel like it might be time to draw a line in the sand. I mean, there already was in terms of if you support Antifa or BLM or any of this crap, get the hell away from me. But now it's on to if you were one of the people scolding others in fucking grocery stores for not wearing masks, once this, you know what I mean? Once this all blows over, if I remember, oh, you were one of those people, I'm just going to have to fucking step off, like, away from these people. But it is, they are... dividing the country. I was watching, the video with these like lesbian dyke MAGA supporters talking about how we don't want division. It is kind of true that these people want division, but not quite the division that I would like in terms of I want to be divided from people that make my life unsafe and rob my life of peace of mind, And I think when I see so-called conservatives out there bitching about how divided things are, I cringe. I can't help but cringe, you know what I mean?
A lot of people don't stand for much, but they feel like, well, I don't want to be called a liberal. I'm not one of them. But what are you? I think we're at a time where if you're not standing for intellectual discourse and some kind of ideology of substance based in science and reason and compassion and morality, you're definitely part of the problem. You can't just say, I'm this. You have to be a bunch of things and then maybe be that. But you have to stand for a collection of ideologies, of values first, and then let the labels come later. But people seem very interested in jumping into a group that has a label on it and finding protection and identity within that group that's pre-labeled itself. And I think it's a huge problem. You got a lot of people out there who say they're conservatives, and I say, why? I say, well, I believe in God. I said, well, there's a lot of radical lunatics that believe in God who are leftists. Look at the Argentine nightclub bouncer who's the current pope. There's nothing conservative or rational or scientific or good about him. He's a radical globalist bankster. The Vatican is a massive business. It's just a business that engaged in a number of terrible conspiracies over the years that have been very, very detrimental to humanity as well as individuals. But there's nothing conservative about them. They're radical. But they claim to be something they're often not. And I think it would be really good for a lot of people to put the labels, way on the back burner and start talking about ideas with each other.
Right.
Talk what's important, what's wrong, what do we need, what don't we need.
What's wrong? I mean, what's wrong is just the way we communicate and how it's fake, and it's like you said, it's propped up with fake money, and the rules are not applied consistently. Not just from the COVID shutting down or ruining people's businesses. The other kind of businesses these leftists ruined were the streamers out there doing this stuff, like identifying who the leftists are and critiquing them and stuff. They really, 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 really do not want us on these fucking websites.
No.
And I don't think, even like DLive, I don't think it's going to last for, it's going to last, but not for like the so-called dissident right or anything like that.
Well, what's the point of being a tyrant if you can't have your tyranny everywhere? Why would you expect these people who've spent trillions of dollars in a global takeover for the last 11 years to allow people of good moral standing and high levels of intelligence from having a platform criticizing them? Right? I mean, it would be absurd. It'd be stupid to think that they're going to let intelligent people of conscience criticize them and humiliate them and disagree with them and tear apart their arguments. They're not going to stand for that. These people want total control. They want complete arbitrary rule. They want rules for you, and for them, maybe things could be bent a little bit. That's where we're headed, to a arbitrary, tyrannical, statist bureaucrapolis known as Washington, D.C., and various state capitals, just ruling arbitrarily as they see fit, with rules that change by the day, sometimes by the hour.
So, I mean, who are the motherfuckers funding the street level thugs and the enforcers of the mask mandates? Because that's what I notice is that's who these people are. They're social enforcers of the ruination and immolation of the country. So it's bankers, but I mean, like, who exactly? I mean, Bank of America or Leumi or...
You've named a couple of them, yes. whether it's Avner Mendelsohn at Bank Leumi or it's Jamie Dimon at J.P. Morgan Chase, let's start with those two. I mean, Jamie Dimon kneeled in front of an open vault at Chase Bank with a mask on, with a bunch of other bank employees, showing that Chase, a major financial institution, sides with Colin Kaepernick of the National Football League, who was born in Milwaukee and plays for the San Francisco 49ers. It's an odd play. I don't know why, other than to support that ideology of racial division, which is a way of breaking down the cohesive nature of a country so that it's easier to rule and control. If you look at the largest cap stocks in the QQQ, you've got Facebook, you have Google, Alphabet A, Alphabet C, they have two shares that trade. You have your NVIDIA, you have your Apple. These are all entities involved in controlling what people say and how they get to say it.
Right, and these people are like, you know, Alphabet's what, at like $3,000 a share or some shit right now.
Yeah, and look at Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
They're not struggling. I mean, like, and you were saying before, like, about that lady who accosted you at the grocery store. Like, yeah, you could just go home and order or whatever from the app. It's like, well, yeah, that is part of what they want, too. They want us at home just ordering groceries from these fucking apps, right? And just living in pods, eating bugs, probably. I mean, for the fuck all I know.
And being controlled and being dependent upon them. And not being able to do anything that doesn't get approved by them. I mean, right now, Spain, I don't know if you've read this, but in Spain, they're going to create a database for right now it's about 27% of the population that's been polled that says they won't get any form of COVID inoculation. They're going to keep track of all the people who haven't had a COVID-19 vaccine. Why? I mean, if you're inoculated, what are you worried about me for?
My God.
The Spanish government right now, and your listeners right now can look this up, are creating a database for people who are refusing to get the vaccine. Why? I don't know. Maybe they'll charge them more for their national health insurance. I don't know what their plans are, but maybe they'll make them charge more for their car insurance, say they're more at risk. Who knows? But they're trying to monetize this just as they've tried to monetize everything.
It's the new social credit score, right? Or ours.
Or it could affect your actual credit score, as arbitrary as that is. It could have effects in the future on your ability to get money. It could have effects in the future on your ability to get, say, dental insurance. Who knows how they're going to weaponize this information from this largely, I would say, threatening pandemic. I'm just completely underwhelmed by the effects of COVID-19 globally.
And the fucking, I mean, the so-called conservatives of the future are gonna say things like, "Oh well, you don't." The conservatives of the future are gonna have like their whole personal responsibility shtick, your COVID credit score. You know what I mean? I'm struggling to like word what I'm imagining for the future, but in the future, it's going to be considered conservative to like wag your finger at your kid scoldingly, like, "Oh well, you should have thought about that before you lowered your COVID credit score," or some shit like that. It's going to be such a wild future.
They're trying to capture and control the political spectrum. You know, I think what passes for the right in America is, I would say it's definitely, to use a sports metaphor, on the 45 or 46 yard line of the field. There really doesn't seem to be any kind of real conservative discourse anymore in the United States. It's been largely neutered through the media, and like as you said before, these people in public who are shaming and controlling and sculpting the political spectrum and are refereeing what is considered acceptable public discourse, and it's very, very depressing.
Yeah, so like, well, what can be done about this? Because obviously what we're talking about is people who own all the currency in the media and Hollywood, and oy vey, I wonder who could they possibly be? I'm kvetching.
You're saying Avner Mendelsohn and Jamie Dimon and
Are there any Silvermans in there?
I'm sure there may be a few. There's definitely a Charles Kushner in there. There's definitely a Jared Kushner in there.
Isn't he the guy who told Trump to not deploy the National Guard against...
And Charles Kushner is the one who just got pardoned. He's the convicted felon who set up his own brother in a prostitute sting. And he's just also Ivanka Trump's father-in-law. He's getting a potential pardon. Probably one of the scummiest, nastiest New York financial criminals in history is going to presidential pardon because his son married Donald Trump's daughter.
Yeah.
Very sad, but that's the state of American conservatism, I guess. I noticed on day one, Donald Trump didn't take the FDA database and use it as a national license to practice healthcare across state lines, which is what you'd think a conservative would do as a first step as president to get rid of the Affordable Care Act passed by the Democrats and Barack Obama in 2009. But he didn't, and so after 4 years of Donald Trump, we have a Affordable Care Act debacle that seems to only get larger and larger and larger in its power and scope over the American public. So people wear the MAGA hats. I say, yeah, I'm all for making America great again. I'm not so sure Donald Trump made any efforts to really make America great again. It's pretty hard to look at actual objective evidence of anything he did that wasn't a benefit to the existing power structure that had made things easy in his real estate career in New York and New Jersey and Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I think a lot of people actually pointed out that he was just sort of like a New York Democrat, kind of like a liberal, and I might tie back to why we're seeing so many of his supporters on the street conducting themselves like as if all they're trying to conserve is leftism from 2005, basically. They're trying to... What is conservatism of today conserving other than just like Jon Stewart liberalism from 15 years ago? You know what I mean? They're not conserving much. They're not fighting for, like you said, like a true sort of meritocratic system where people can thrive if they can come up with a good idea and work hard. They say that, but it's just...
I don't even know if they say that, Dan. I'm not even sure I agree with that.
Yeah, maybe not.
I've never heard them say that. Maybe you have. I haven't. I haven't heard people on the street saying, we need to eliminate the capital gains tax so that everybody can have enough money to buy the health care of their choice. I don't hear that. I don't hear people saying we need to get rid of Medicare because it's been turned into a scam because you need Part D supplements anyway. And if you make a certain amount, Medicare won't cover it because of how much money you've got off of your mandatory minimum distributions once you're after 70. I mean, nobody seems to say any of that. The best way for seniors to be able to afford good quality health care is to get rid of the estate tax, get rid of the capital gains tax, waive taxation on their withdrawals so that they don't have mandatory distributions, and then they can buy the health care that they want. Boom, solved, right? But nobody's saying that. There's nobody saying that. Not a single voice that I've heard. Certainly no one who's running for office says that. And that's the problem. Because we don't have a marketplace for the exchange of good ideas, because all the people with bad ideas control all the money right now. And I think my advice for people out there is to start saying, I need to find some people out on the street or in my school or at my workplace, and I'm just going to exchange really good ideas with them.
Right.
And have well-supported ideas. I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to start sharing those ideas with the people around me. And I'm going to say, you know what, this might be a way for improving our access to health care. And getting that idea out. And that's the best form of criticism, I think, is the free flow of ideas, and to exchange those ideas and debate those ideas so that we can get back to an age of polemics where it's not just everyone trying to work their angle so that their racket can extract more money from the system and put it into their pocket. So instead of buying a 4-year-old Cadillac, they can buy a brand new Audi. I mean, that seems to be where America's at. They'll do anything for that new car. And that's a degenerate society. That's a anti-intellectual, grotesque corporate consumer society, and that means America's lost. It means America's lost. So we got to steer things away from that. We need to start talking to people about the substantive ideas that come to our minds and exchanging those with other people without fear. Be brave enough to criticize what's happening, and also be brave enough to support the people who make those wise, intelligent, thoughtful statements, and to say that's right. That's a great idea.
Right, like stick up for people who get, canceled by these stupid idiots for not wearing a mask or anything like that, or stick, maybe being a little bit too edgy on the JQ, or maybe on the Blake question or the Woman question, if you catch my drift. I
think every idea deserves to be debated as long as it's intellectual, and sadly we're not in that place right now. When people say something like, it appears to me that the richest man in the world spent 18 years running a company that didn't turn a profit, I'd say there's something wrong with our tax code.
Oh, Bezos? Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, yeah. I mean,
another financier of our buddies on the street.
Yeah, and if you told me when I was a kid that the richest man in the world would get busted sending pictures of his junk to a woman who obviously wasn't soliciting that, I would have laughed at you. I would have said, that's exactly, we have a weenie wagger as the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
A guy who could burn through money for almost 2 decades without turning a profit, knowing full well that the money expanders, the Federal Reserve's money expanders, were going to keep injecting equity into his company, that AMZN was going to go from 43 cents in 1996 to where it is today, worth several $1,000s a share, because they chose him to be the guy who controls retail and destroys the upper middle class of shopkeepers. That's his job. That's not capitalism. That's weaponized money mercantilism for the purposes of enslavement. And that's not a modern society.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? That's not a modern society. So people need to start being critical of the people who are in positions of power, who are there and put there as actors and controllers of a system that is very, very centrally controlled. I mean, look at SpaceX. People think about how great Elon Musk, this pothead South African actor, the son of a failed Canadian fashion model. Okay, imagine he comes to the United States and runs all technology companies, all of which are dependent upon what? Government and Federal Reservist money expansion. These batteries that are made in Sparks, Nevada for Tesla cars, all built with heavy subsidies, and the fact that Nevada has no state income tax. The assembly facility in California, heavily built with subsidies and monetary expansion. Now, once he's got to a certain point, what does he want to do? He wants to move the company's headquarters to Texas to get those taxes even lower for himself. And SpaceX, it's built on the old skeleton of NASA. That's public money that built that infrastructure. Why are we now privatizing the profits of something that was built with the public's tax dollars? Why does that guy and that company get to be the recipients of all of that privatized capital gain, that profit, when they outlaid no money for the creation of the Kennedy Space Center in Brevard County, Florida?
Well, shit. I mean, search me. Other than just the the obvious generalized control and nuking people's brains so that they don't have the ability or wherewithal or language to even challenge it. Basically, right?
Well, I think there are people with the brains and the ability to, I think, are greed in their shell. They figure, if I just stay quiet and don't cause any problems, then some of the coins that are in that big purse will fall into my palms.
Right.
And I go,
you're describing the boomers, aren't you? Like, oh yeah,
I am.
The generation that basically like abandoned all these great cities, and they neglected and abandoned the cities as soon as diversity got too hairy, right? And then they moved out to Waukesha or whatever, and they started saying things like, well, I follow the teachings of MLK, and I don't see color, I don't see race as the central component.
Then I say, sell your home. A place with a destroyed water table that needs to import its drinking water from the other side of the subcontinental divide from the city of Milwaukee. They first tried to get their water from Oak Creek. Then they were able to negotiate it from the Democratic Party, namely the Democratic mayor, Tom Barrett of Milwaukee to supply fresh drinking water to Waukesha. I say, sell your house, yourself a cheap mansion on Highland on the north side of Milwaukee. I mean, if you believe in diversity and the teachings of Martin Luther King, then take advantage of this low-cost environment of all these beautiful 19th century Gilded Age mansions that are all over the arterial streets of the north side of Milwaukee. If you're looking for a beautiful 19th century mansion, please, by all means, go to cities like Cleveland and Milwaukee and Cincinnati and Chicago and Detroit. They're there. Pennies on the dollar. Put your money where your mouth is.
Dude, here's what they say. Here's what they say in response to that, okay? Well, they're not going to identify the demographics. They're going to identify the Democrats. That'll be their... Well, Democrats, which I'm not going to deny Democrat policies exacerbate evil and destruction. But they're not the core issue, are they, of Detroit, Milwaukee? The core issue is more demographic, and it's not really something we could specifically say on YouTube, but, I think you catch what I'm saying.
Well, there are Democratic voters have destroyed Democrat.
Well, they're inner city Democrats, that's for sure.
Well, sure, but a lot of them, we definitely beat on the underclass, but I think America has a lot of overclass problems. I mean, you were talking about Milwaukee. I mean, we have a bunch of hedge funders, one of whom was born in Morocco. Okay, Mark Lassery, the co-owner of the Bucks. They were able to negotiate in Milwaukee the destruction of a stadium that was built and given as a gift to the city of Milwaukee, the Bradley Center. Okay, if you gave me a car, Dan, for free, I can tell you one thing. I wouldn't destroy it. I wouldn't crush it up. And I wouldn't force the people who live in my neighborhood to subsidize the creation of a new stadium that the public doesn't get as a gift, that has a corporate logo on it, Fiserv, okay, for a team that was once owned by a U.S. senator who now gets to leverage his political power with the Democratic Party of the city of Milwaukee to gather up taxpayers' money to create more equity value in his team before he sells it to another bunch of Democrats. Okay, that's gangsterism.
And how it's being sold to the Repubsies and the GOP fags.
Oh, they go along with it. They
go along. Oh, this is great. This is jobs. They're talking about like a $15. They're talking about like a $15 an hour, like $10 an hour soda jerk job, while the fucking players have like you said, the BLM murderers on their fucking jerseys at the behest of all these billionaires. It's very ugly.
Exactly, to promote their agenda. One of whom, their star, is the Greek-born son of illegal Nigerian immigrants. I mean, the star of the Bucks, the MVP of the NBA, is the Greek-born son of illegal Nigerian. Greece. They're involved in illicit activities. Nobody talks about that. Old Giannis. Nobody talks about that. We're building palaces to the lowest, most disgusting elements of human society. And we're forcing working class people who are struggling, and we're forcing professional people who are trying to prosper to subsidize this nonsense. There was nothing wrong with the Bradley Center. A bunch of rich people gave it to the city. A bunch of super rich people could get more money. They destroyed that gift that was given to the people. And then they forced the people to give more money to render on to rich people so they could get richer with a new stadium. I mean, this is obscene. It's complete obscenity. But it's what passes for American quote-unquote business.
Right.
It's what passes capitalism.
Right, and you don't see the Antifas of the world protesting it now, do you? You see them
because
you see them protest.
Yeah,
you see you see them protesting some white boomer in a MAGA hat who is one of those professionals, one of those carpenters or roofers that you just mentioned. They're not going after the banks. The most you see from these fuckers is one scattered or one you know what I mean? Like one isolated, like smashed ATM. You don't see them mounting an actual intellectual or protest offense against Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatever. You never see that.
Oh, we could list them all.
You don't see them protesting the stadium being subsidized and privately. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
No, I've never seen it. In fact, they go along and cheer on these NBA basketball players wearing uniforms celebrating
murderers, rapists, yeah.
people who assault.
Yeah.
Who threaten to murder, people who come into homes and stick firearms into the abdomens of pregnant women and then rob them with associates.
Yep. Fentanyl Floyd. Yep.
Yeah, we're celebrating these people in the National Basketball Association, a mafia of criminal hedge funders using taxpayers' money, leveraging their political connections to force the taxpayers' money into their facilities, their infrastructure, to create more value for their assets, not capitalism. That is gangsterism. Just because there's money involved doesn't mean it's capitalism. There's just capital being used to enslave people. And that's what's happening. It's very much like corporate gangster Bolshevism than it is like anything else. And it's dark, and it's happening, and it's becoming more and more prevalent. And these BLM Antifa people are the street army swatting down the voices of criticism against these masters of capital acquisition, capital direction, and capital fabrication. And
I used to think that was just so out of the question back then, but now it's like, yeah, that's totally what's happening, and it's becoming ever apparent.
Yeah, you're right. If you're paying attention, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. You know, politicians are in business. Business is in politics. All you got to do is look at that.
You said the stadium in Milwaukee. You broke up a little bit.
And all you have to do is look at the history of the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee over the last few years, and you can see it's a bunch of bankster hedge fund guys from New York. Mark Lassery's kids work for Ari Emanuel, who's Rahm Emanuel's brother. They were in Rahm's office with the mayor's office when he was mayor. Now they work for IMG WME, which is the William Morris Endeavor Agency International Management Group, which manages most of the players. It puts on most of the LPGA golf events, and it represents most LPGA golf players and PGA golfers and most of the players in the National Basketball Association and most of the actors you see on TV through William Morris Endeavor Agency. It's a matrix of control. And that guy, Mark Lassery, who's born in Casablanca, Morocco, and his hedge fund friends were able to get a bunch of money together to line the pockets of the U.S. Senator Herb Kohl, former U.S. Senator Herb Kohl, so that he could make hundreds of millions of dollars unloading an NBA basketball team, so that he could have more value. And that value is on the taxpayers' back by building a stadium. It's ridiculous. It's pure obscenity. And you don't see BLM protesting the Fiserv Forum for being a waste of the working class's hard-earned money. You think they would as activists. You think legitimate activists would protest there and say, this is wrong. The Bradley Center needed $1 million worth of updates, but it was a gift. It was a gift. You can't expect the working man, the proletariat, to force him to give money to a bunch of billionaires from foreign countries. But that's what happened, and there was no protest. There wasn't a squeak.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit, bro.
The Black Lives Matter activists supported it, and sadly, the quote-unquote corporate voices of the right, like in Milwaukee, many of the radio show hosts, like Mark Belling, supported it. Well, there you go. It's controlled opposition, as you said earlier in the conversation, Dan.
Yeah, they exist to prevent the conversation from moving rightward and elsewhere.
That's right.
I mean, they're there to prevent like an ultra-nationalist group, I think. That's one of the main things.
I think they're there to prevent even something as simple as open, logical, rational discourse from occurring, because it's all about spin. It's all about power. It's all about the scam. And the people who control Mark Belling, iHeartMedia, okay, give as much money to the Democrats as they can. So why would I believe he's a voice of conservatism? That's the whole thing. These voices that you're hearing are owned by these interests. These Jamie Dimon, Oliver Mickelson, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Dustin Moskovitz interests.
Oy vey interests.
These Phil Knight interests. These Bill Gates interests. These Steve Ballmer interests.
The Oy Gevalt interests.
interests that are not in the best interest of the average American, or even the American with a 99th percentile IQ who runs a veterinary clinic. They see us all as servants. They see us all as people to be controlled, and it's disgusting. And we can only hope that in the next few decades that the baby boomers will start to die off, and as they die off, this mental disease, this ideological evil, this wickedness, this narcissism, this sociopathic, psychotic, neuropsychological profile that seems to be very, very dominant in the financial, political sphere of our country. Hopefully, it will die off with them.
It's a brain worm. The Dems are the real racists. That kind of shit. MLK was a conservative, like that kind of shit. But you know what I mean? Like stupid seeds or worms that are put in these boomer conservatives' heads that prevent the rightward shift.
It spreads through their minds, and
it's all from the cable. It's from the cable news and the AM talk radio guys like Belling. You brought up fucking Belling, dude. I mean, that guy.
He's done more to retard intellectual discourse on the right in Metro Milwaukee, where you live, than anybody I know of.
Yeah, I mean that guy. He's just like the Charlie Kirk figure in the sense that, you know, tough guy, conservative values, but then goes and hangs out at a dive bar with a hooker kind of thing. Goes and hangs out at Victor's, you know.
And he lives in downtown Milwaukee condo, and he's supporting the taxpayers building a new stadium for the Bucks. You just go, huh?
Yeah.
Like what?
That's standing up for Milwaukee conservatism, basically. Yeah. What the fuck?
He stands up for the Milwaukee that belongs to country clubs, and you know, works in those high-rise buildings that are named by insurance companies. That's who he stands up for. The insurance bankster crowd and their cronies. That's it. That's who he's owned by. And sadly, many of the voices in the public media, the popular media, are just exactly that. They're just there to control the political spectrum, the ideological spectrum, so that it never goes beyond the 45-yard lines. It's right where they can keep everything controlled, right where they can keep their eye on everything, and that's where it is. And sadly,
so you think there's anything that can be done about this at this point? I mean, or was it too late even in as early as like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s?
No, I don't think it's too late at all. I think we just have to. I don't think there's going to be any kind of positive change in America until the baby boomers are all dead.
Harsh, but maybe.
Well, that's my opinion. I mean, it's.
Will that like fake? You know, like the fake narcissism and the fake meritocracy that isn't real. Will those ideas persist though? That's what I worry about, because they.
No, I don't think so. I see this real positive group of young people that are maybe not brave enough or confident enough to articulate their anger with what's going on, or articulate their opinions about what's going on in society, but they know it's wrong and they know it's bad. There's a part of their brain, and it's the majority of them, I'd say people under the age of 40, who are looking around, it's the majority of them, and I'm glad it is, who are looking around saying, this isn't right. Like, this isn't right, this is wrong. Most of what's going on now is wrong. Most of the people with power are bad. And they're at that stage, which is understanding reality, and that's all true. Their response, their understanding, their feelings are totally correct. The majority of the people in power are bad. The majority of the people who are talking to you through the television are bad. They don't have your best interest. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They don't want to debate. They've got an agenda, and they're here to spoon it and slam it into your mouth. And they're rejecting things. They're rejecting what they're seeing now.
So maybe once this upcoming generation gets pissed off enough, is what you're saying. Like maybe they'll stand up meaningfully. But what they're standing up against is moneyed interests, though, and they're coming into a world where are they even going to be allowed on the fucking internet with their views? You know what I mean? That's what people bridle with, I think.
That's true. Okay, but there's other ways of communicating, and I think that there will be people, whether they go back to becoming ham radio operators, saying CQ, and communicating their ideas that way, or people creating new platforms on the internet to communicate. That's going to happen. I don't see the FANG stocks. Okay, I don't see the FANG stocks and their financial backers being victorious. I don't see them being triumphant and dominating and controlling humanity. And this young generation that's under 40 to the next 20 years. I don't see that. I think they're going to grow old. The banksters are going to get weak and they're going to die. And there's going to be a new rebirth of freedom in the world, and particularly in the United States.
Someone in the chat, Crystal Blue, says, with the death of the boomers comes the death of the love of freedom, stupid. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. Text is difficult, but...
Well, in what way have the boomers loved freedom, if I can take that cynical criticism seriously? How have the boomers embraced freedom? In what way? I don't see that. They've always been in favor of whatever they can get, however they can get it. And the evidence supports that. They didn't want anybody to go to jail for the Asian financial crisis and the meltdown of the NASDAQ. They didn't want George Soros to go to prison in the United States. He's hiding out. He's a fugitive from justice by living in the United States. He's a convicted felon in absentia in much of Europe. So what are you talking about? When if baby boomers wanted to prosecute the guys at Wells Fargo or Abner Mendelsohn at Bank Leumi or all of the myriad of mortgage lenders from 2008, they didn't do that. The boomers have always been about, if you're on board with me, if you're part of my club, then that's fine. They're the reason for this overclass problem in America. With the death of the boomers goes the death of freedom. When have they embraced freedom ever? They don't even believe in the freedom for doctors to operate across state lines. They've always opposed it. They voted for every single candidate that's opposed that policy. I don't believe that. I think they want whatever they can get. They're a medieval, mercantilistic people, the baby boomers. They've had everything given to them. Everything has been given to the boomers. And what have they given back? Nothing. They just want more. So I don't see them as being defenders of freedom, even defenders of anything remotely decent. But if the poster wants to say something else to explain his position, then I hope he does so very soon.
Just that these woozies now will never fight for our country. This guy's a jerk. Nothing was given to me. I think we have a boomer in the chat, you guys.
Well, if nothing was given to you, then how do you explain your 401k going up since 2008?
I mean, hey, like, how do you explain, like, living in a, 80-90% majority white country where BLM and Antifa wasn't even around? I mean, QE wasn't as big of a deal or at all. The internet wasn't being weaponized to make every last motherfucker an idiot who believes anything that billionaires tell him. I mean, the list of radical feminism wasn't as prominent. I mean, what? I haven't by any means run out of examples, but that's just a few.
No, you're just taking a breath so you get enough oxygen into your body. I mean, you could go on and on and on for hours. I don't know what that guy's talking about. That these people won't defend the country. I don't know what that individual is talking about at all.
Might be talking about the Antifa type people that are going to be left. Like I was saying before, like once the baby boomers die off, will their sons and daughters be as based and red-pilled as we hope? That's maybe that's it.
Do I think so?
Like, I mean, that's what we have to hope that they will be, right? I mean,
when the baby boomers die off, look what the American population demographically is going to look like. There'll be huge amounts of easy real estate for, bringing in large numbers of people from Eastern Europe and Indonesia and China and Russia. I think these are very conservative traditionalist people that are going to be very, very valuable additions to the American population. This guy has a very myopic view of things. I think the population, the landscape of America is going to be ripe for the skilled, aspiring middle classes of a rapidly developing China and Southeast Asia and Eastern Europe to want to invest here in a discounted, economically struggling first world country. I mean, I have tremendous hope for America as a destination for investment from those developing countries, and those people aren't going to be Antifa members. You think some kid coming over to the United States with $500,000 to invest in a business from Jakarta, Indonesia, is going to have anything to do with Antifa? That's going to be a great new American. It's because of American companies refusing to issue H-1B visas to these striving, overachieving intellectual elites around the world. That's part of the problem. You look around.
I don't really want any H-1B visas at all for the foreseeable future. Personally, I want more of a nativistic, nationalist kind of perspective. Close the fucking borders entirely.
Well, but here's the situation on that: is that if you look at like the ACM ICPC, the best computer programmers in the world are found in Russia and China. They're not at Harvard or any of the state universities. So our top 1% can't compete with their top 1%. So if somebody's coming from a country like Russia, where they have a flat tax of 13% and traditional nationalist values, and they want to move to an industrialized, higher standard of living society, I say we should be recruiting this intellectual elite, because these are the people that are going to create a new plateau for American development.
The Russians and Polacks definitely they get things like nationalism, and they get things like, you know.
And so do the Chinese, and so do people in Central Asia. Yeah, they do Kazakhs and Uzbeks. These people from the former Soviet republics of the old Russian Empire. These are people who are very traditional, very hardworking, very good at math, very good at science, and once they reach a certain level of per capita income, household income, I think we should be actively recruiting these people to come to the United States and vote for conservative politics.
So now this person that had a problem with you is calling you a leftist, and
really
saying okay, this person is definitely a boomer or trolling the fuck out of me. Liberal wants things given to him. I like Durst, but no more. I'm not a guy, stupid. Now this person's calling you a leftist, so he wants the Chinese and Russians in our country. Do you hear this? I kind of agree with that, though. I want this to be a majority white nation again, to be honest with you.
That's not going to happen with the current fertility rates.
Well, of course not, but that's why we shouldn't exacerbate it by bringing in business moguls from, like, India and China. Like, that's bullshit.
I didn't say India. Did I say India? I didn't say India.
Well, those would be the top, like, among the top.
No, I said predominantly Eastern Europe, Russia, the Central Asian former Russian Empire Soviet republics, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and large numbers of highly intelligent, wealthy Chinese. Yeah, I think that's the way to counter the leftist population crisis that's caused by a disproportionately Latino, mestizo, and black population in the United States. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's basically a mathematical collapse. This person obviously can't do mathematics very well. If you'd taken 250,000 Russians in 2016, if Donald Trump had said, "I'm bringing in 250,000 Indonesians, 300,000 Russians, 300,000 Eastern Europeans, and 250,000 Chinese," he'd still be president of the United States, wouldn't he? And if he'd put him in, there you go. Okay, that's my point.
I definitely can sense that the Russians would not stand for, like, globo gata, which was like to call it globo homo kind of shit, as much as
that's for sure. The last thing you want to do is bring in large numbers of South Asian people, like Indians and Pakistanis. All you have to do is look at the Metro Vancouver area and look at the mafia, cartel, violence, the criminal syndicates that have been established in places like Surrey and Langley in British Columbia. The Indian the very large, disproportionately large Indian population in Surrey wants to get rid of the RCMP, the non-union, non-collective bargaining Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and have a city municipal police, which is unionized, which of course the city officials will make sure is disproportionately Sikh. And they'll have a kind of bizarre Sikh city. That's part of the South Asian culture, the corruption, the violence, the misogyny that we probably don't want to be importing to the United States, and to the extent that the Canadians have. Part of the problems in Canada in terms of violence against women comes from the South Asian population that's in Canada to a large extent. And the statistics speak for themselves. But when this guy calls me a leftist for wanting to bring in East Europeans, Central Asians, and Russians, I just think this guy's a lunatic. Those countries have flat taxes, and they're very nationalistic, and they're also very pro-American when you get down to it. What they don't like about the United States is the fact that our country's been hijacked by globalist, bankster, psycho criminals that are involved in the deep state and high finance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely, I think I may have lost a boomer viewer from what you were saying, which kind of just reinforces a little bit of what we're saying, doesn't it?
Exactly what your thesis was earlier in the conversation. That's exactly what you were
That they can't handle being told the truth about, they had it a little bit easier. They had it a little bit easier on a lot of fucking fronts, or a lot of fronts.
A little bit easier. They had it given to them on a silver tray, and it wasn't silver plate, it was sterling silver. And they whine and complain, and they criticize anybody who say what a lazy crap job they did when they were in control, which is right now.
Horrible stewards of the country.
Horrible managers, horrible stewards, lazy thinkers, lazy workers. They're just pathetic. And when you criticize them, they call you names. And I say, call the names you want, because I know that I'm correct. And I know that they're a bunch of parasitic bums who are going to make things harder and harder for young people as they get older and older and get closer to death. Because all they care about is their own lifespan. And they've weakened America, trying to milk out as much for themselves with the least amount of effort during their lifespans. And look what they do. They call you a bunch of names when you point out the truth. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, probably just more shills in the chat. Well, yeah, is there any, we've been going for a decent amount of time. I mean, do you want to plug anything else, like the Barristers and Banksters channel, or any other sort of...
I'm good. I got some new things going up about corrupt homeowners associations run by baby boomers. I've got some new things that are going up about financial criminals, all of them baby boomers. And I've got some things coming up pretty soon about horrible left-wing lunatics, all of whom were financed by baby boomers, some of whom are baby boomers.
Awesome.
So, you're born from 1945 to 1964. I'm not too fond of you, and there's going to be a lot of evidence showing why other people shouldn't be too fond of you going up on that channel pretty soon. So that's it, Dan. I hope you have a good night. It was a pleasure to be invited, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a pleasure talking to the mighty, the legendary Barristers and Banksters. But yeah, you guys, if you want to check out more info and more material, more content relating to what we've been talking about, the bankster fraud and, quantitative easing and how all these scumbags are funding the street level shit. It's a very interesting topic. It's kind of an infuriating topic, and there's a lot to get into. I'm still learning about it myself, but yeah, I don't know. Barristers and Banksters, yeah, thanks a lot for calling in. Oh, cool. Yeah, but anyway, we're going to get back to this fucking video that we were on about the fake conservatives. Two different opinions fighting for the same side. No.
I both respect you. Why can't you respect us as humans? That's what I don't understand. Like, we both respect you. Like, you literally just called me a freak in my eyes. You said you assume that I identify as a man.
Yeah, you asked me to call you a freak.
Because you called me and I asked you to look me in the eyes and tell me it. And you have, against the hate in your heart to do that.
Professional reporter right here. There's the,
oh, God.
Yeah, real Katie Couric right here.
Katie Couric, do you have anything else to say? Because I'm just asking you questions. We're not really reporting here. I'm asking you questions because I heard you have a problem.
You're clearly bringing a really disgusting fucking opinion.
With LGBT at a freedom rally, so I'm asking you. Why?
That's right. We can all agree on that.
So I can ask you, like, why?
Nah, it's just funny.
It's funny?
It's funny how much these rallies have devolved in recent days.
You look like you're the gatekeeper of rallies. Have you been to any other rallies besides this?
Oh yeah, I have. Well, hopefully someday.
No, we're the.
Hopefully Nick Fuentes will be someday.
We're the torchbearers of it. We proclaim them. We don't call conservatism liberalism, or we don't call liberalism conservatism like you do.
Liberalism isn't conservative.
Based.
Conservatism.
Wait, based? Glasses list? Right wing? Chris Reagan? Is that what this is? Who's this guy?
What the fuck? Fuck Antifa!
Yeah, it is.
Fuck Antifa!
Fuck Antifa!
Fuck Antifa!
Fuck Antifa!
So we can all agree on that, at least.
Taking the best.
At
of
least we
every
can agree
culture.
on that. Yeah.
So you walk around judging everybody that's LGBT, correct?
Yeah.
And you walk around even if they have the same.
Yes.
Even if I respect your freedom of religion, even if I expect your freedom of choice, even if I respect your free speech, even if I am literally on your side, you're still gonna look at me and call me a freak. That's all I'm curious about. I'm literally fighting with you. Do you understand that? And you are judging me based on your idea of what a community is. And that's the problem that I'm having with you, and that's why I came up to you
She's a communist.
to have a conversation. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Okay, so Google the log.
I don't use Google.
Or whatever. Start page, DuckDuckGo. It's called the Log Cabin Republicans.
I know about them.
And they've done a lot of damage to the Republican Party here in California.
How so?
There's been a struggle between Christian conservatives and the Log Cabin Republicans. And I just asked the viewers to look up the damage that organized political sodomy has done to the Republican Party in California.
Repeat that, I'm so sorry.
Organized political sodomy. See, the problem with that, though, I mean, I hear that, and I go, hell yeah, let's put a stop to that. Dude, our culture's so fucked up right now, I guarantee you. A lot of people are going to hear that and go, oh, hell yeah, dude, oh, high five, let's support that.
Just Google the Log Cabin Republicans and the power struggle within the Republican Party between them and Christians in the party.
Okay, so what does that have to do with me? As a person,
Because
I support the Log Cabin, but that's not.
Listen,
You understand what I'm
are
saying?
you a
Like,
reporter? Can I answer your question?
I'm
absolutely
asking you a question. We're having
She's a pundit.
a conversation.
Let me
that has a
respond.
point.
Let me respond.
Okay.
So, the flag symbolizes the political activism in favor of gay rights and
What flag are you talking about?
the rainbow flag, the one that you're pressing me for. It stands for a political movement that started in the 60s. If you went
Founded by Allen Ginsberg, also the progenitor of, not just the progenitor of the LGBT movement, but one of the OG leaders of NAMBLA, I believe. So, and also a person of bagel and locks. Because I didn't really need to say that, did I?
If you want to believe in that in your free time, that's fine. But that flag symbolizes a movement. Flags stand for movements and organizations of people. And so by stomping on that flag, I was taking a stand against a political trend within the Republican Party.
So, what is a rainbow? Am I wearing anything rainbow?
No.
Okay, so what does a rainbow flag have to do with me? I understand I came up to you asking you about the flag.
Yeah, because
but
you're bothered by it. But if you're flying the flag, it's
I'm asking you. I'm bothered by somebody stepping on
Right.
something that represents a
and I
group of people.
wouldn't have said anything to you because you aren't wearing anything outwardly proclaiming that.
But then you did. So that's why I'm asking you.
You came up to me.
Right. So, but
Don't get it twisted.
I'm not getting it twisted. I came up to you, but then I asked you, what do you think of me? And you told me very derogatory things. So I'm asking you, as a human to human, why?
He's already basically established that he sees you as a human, but just kind of a freakish one who he wishes would, I mean, according to him, what would you say? Find Christ, Christ is king. That would be his perspective. And as a conservative, you should understand that. But, 6 months ago.
Am I a freak? Why do I represent all of that things that you supposedly hate?
All right, that's fantastic.
Right? And
Our children here, born and raised. Okay, that's fantastic.
you're really gonna laugh? I mean, this is not really funny. So I'm really asking you, like, how does that represent me, and how can you label me as something that is?
I will say this, and then I'm done. This is a very good example of how allowing these social perversions to become normalized in the Republican Party has resulted. We're infighting about this. This shouldn't even be an issue. 10 years ago, the Republican Party was united on this. Now we're fighting about it.
Fighting about what? Calling people freaks?
About political sodomy. This is why the Democrats are winning.
I'm talking about human character. What does the Republican Party judge on?
She hasn't really responded to anything you said. This is so bad, dude.
We judge on labels.
I mean, not on his part. This dude's absolutely Chad, dude. I mean, this guy is optical. He's assertive. He's calm. He's laughing off all the little jabs. By now, if I was talking to this broad, I would be just... I don't know, man. There's a chance I might be laying into her just It's precisely why I'm not really out on the street as much as I was before, because I am just so at my wit's end with these types. On the Antifa side and the Charlie Kirk type side.
Do we judge on contents of character?
Both.
But when they're 5 years old, they're being told to get student loans.
That's you.
They're being told to buy it.
So you judge based on labels and you judge based on...
Me and a lot of people.
A bunch of women.
Everyone knows. I mean, you're dressed like a man. You got tattoos. You got short hair. You know, the American men that...
But I'm a woman, and I don't think of myself as a man.
What do you
nor
think?
Do I have any other pronouns?
What do you think the men that died in World War II, storming the beaches of Normandy, would think if they saw that this was going to be the so-called conservative fringe of America in 2020? They'd probably fucking cry.
Because of me.
Because
of people.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
How far are we falling?
You're not making any sense. Do you understand that?
You won't get it.
I won't get what? That
You won't get it. I mean,
that you think that the soldiers battled only for your freedom, not for freedom of all Americans, because that's what I'm getting out of it.
they were Christians, and they would laugh if they saw this freak show.
So true Christians actually don't judge based on labels. They don't judge the sin.
It's not just labels, though. It's what you're doing. It's also the fact that everything you've been doing is lying.
And they judge the sin, right?
Are you a Christian?
I'm a Catholic.
You're a Catholic.
You think that's funny?
All right, well, I suggest you talk to your priest and ask him what he thinks about...
Yeah, it would be like a confession issue as a quasi-Catholic growing up. I can tell you that.
That is...
I just told you, Christians judge the sinner, not the sin. Is that correct or not right?
Well, yes, but...
Then you just literally...
That doesn't mean that we give everyone a free pass to do whatever they want, though. We have to rebuke people that are wrong.
Last question, and I'll let you go. We're all Trump supporters here, right? We all hate Antifa. Are you a white...
But wait, you don't want division.
Supremacist? This is a two-part question. Are you white supremacist?
Dude, only a progressive would ask that fucking stupid-ass, fucking leading, loaded-ass question.
So how does that relate to me being Catholic?
Because...
So
you're Catholic too? I didn't know.
Oh, yes.
Talking about Antifa.
I just find it strange because another woman just interviewed me, and after I proclaim that Christ is king and that I'm a devout Catholic...
It had nothing to do with Catholicism.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I just find it odd that question always follows. Like, why?
I wasn't relating it to religion, and you're trying to tie that together. This is my last question, so I can let you go and let bygones be bygones. You can think on whatever you want. I really don't care. You're entitled to your opinion, and I'm strong in myself, so have fun with that. But try and open your mind a little bit. But are you white supremacist?
Of course not, no.
So you don't think...
No one is a white supremacist, dude. And again, the only kind of person that would ask such a bullshit-ass question is a fucking leftist plant. Like, let's get real here.
That the white is the all-great race.
That the what?
White is the greatest race.
No, and I've never said that. Like, where does that come from?
I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I just, again, I find it very strange.
Nothing to do with religion.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's very odd that now of all time, it's right before, Biden's about to take office and we need to be standing behind Trump the most. People are going on a witch hunt about so-called white supremacists right now. I know.
But my last question is,
that's what the Democrats want us to do.
Right, and I totally agree with you. But that's what you're doing. You're dividing us, and that is my main point.
We want division between us and you, and us and Antifa, and us and BLM, and us and feminists. We want division, you stupid carpet muncher.
This is my last question. If we are all Trump supporters, we all hate identity politics. We all hate the alphabet
Because
soup.
that flag is identity politics.
Okay. I am not talking about
It is
the rainbow
the definition
flag. I am
of identity
talking
politics.
about labels.
It's identity politics for everyone but whites.
I am talking.
If our people were strong, if they were healthy, if they were close to God.
Please just stop talking.
But the cost of that was like a Hungarian level.
It can be hard to stay on track sometimes.
I'm not talking about staying on track. The hate is amusing because I get enough hate from from the Democratic side. I'm a walk away. Okay? I want to explain to you a little bit. I used to be a liberal.
Yeah, you gotta have a thick skin.
I'm filling in for Jess. Okay, I'm not.
I'm
okay, do you understand that? Like, I'm just here to have a conversation with you.
I respect that.
Okay? That's why I'm asking.
Chad.
I'm a walk away. I get enough hate. I got more hate coming out as a lesbian Republican than I got coming out as lesbian. I've been disclaimed by the LGBT community. I've been called a transphobic. I've been called a...
That should be plenty indication that they are evil and therefore not. I don't know, man. What if like they could troll this chick into like growing her hair out, getting her tattoos removed, wearing a dress, putting on some makeup? What if the power of like meme magic, so-called, and trolling can actually do that? And she's like, you know what? I was a liberal. She could basically go through. Well, I'm not gonna say that I went through like the same kind of, because I was never like gay or anything. Definitely never a lesbian, obviously. But I was a progressive, like, I don't know, 3 to 7 years ago, and you know, you go out there, you go out to enough of these events, you get memed on enough, you get enough right wingers dunking on you enough. Anyone who's even remotely intellectually honest eventually will come around, like I did, like a lot of people did. I wonder if she'll ditch the grift and just embrace the truth. I wonder.
I've been called every name in the
Right,
book
so
by the
can we agree?
And now you're
that,
here.
Like, the lockdowns are
We're
not
both on the
healthy?
right, and you're looking me in the eyes and you're calling me a freak. If we were
No, we're not.
separated, right? Like if Antifa came and started attacking us, would you defend me?
Well, yeah, I would fight Antifa, of course.
So you would defend me as a lesbian woman, even though you think I'm a freak.
Well, yeah, like would I let communists assault you? Of course not. No.
So then why do you think I'm a freak? Why can't you understand that I respect your beliefs? Why can't you respect me as a human?
Because, oh my God, here comes this woman again. This lady is insane.
His flag is awesome, by the way.
Is this the hoop earring lady?
Say again?
His flag is awesome. Like,
I disagree, but
that's fine, and you're entitled to that opinion. But like I said, why can't you just put that aside and look at me as a human that's on your side, that wants what's best for this country, that wants this drama to stop? Read my sign. Why don't you read my sign?
I thought you said you're against identity politics.
That's why. Why don't you read it?
It's anti-white identity politics.
So that maybe you have to calm down.
Is literally the
Listen
definition
to
of
me.
identity
You have
politics.
to.
This is literally
To reach LGBT people, you have to talk to them in a way that they understand. You have to relate with them. Can you read it, or can you stop judging? Can you read it, or can you?
gay
Why don't you
outreach
read
rally,
it?
though.
Why
It's
don't you
not
read
relevant.
it?
It's
Why
not
don't you?
relevant.
Why don't you read it? Why don't you read it?
It's not relevant.
I get it. It's not social.
Very Chad.
I mean, yeah, this is not relevant to stopping the steal.
Why don't you read this? What is it? What does it say? Are you serious? It's literally called Newsom, vote Major Williams.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, in my face.
whoa, that's ableist of you. You really want to say ableist slurs on camera? Wow.
How is she a freak? Please explain. Because of how I look and because I'm a lesbian. You know what he told me?
It's because you look like a member of New Kids on the Block or something, dude. Yes, dude.
He told me that I'm a whore, that I have to leave because I have to cover up, and I'm disgusting, and that I'm a demon. You call her a whore?
Yeah.
Hey man, that cool, man. You got a backhand him like we do and shit, cuz.
Disrespect women. Why are you on the right? Don't you believe it? I mean, like you literally.
Now, do you know why? Do you know why that happened?
I'm gonna get logical here.
Because, hey, let me speak. We cannot tolerate twerking at a conservative rally. How is that going to further
It's crazy.
values? Okay, so
How does it help?
Are you kidding me? Like, you're suggesting that, like, it's like you're suggesting that emphasizing twerking at a conservative rally is crazy, and you're crazy for suggesting that. Does she, I mean, how old are these people? She's already came in with the condescending, how old are you question. Now it's my turn. How the fuck old are you? These people are probably, like, 20. They don't remember, I mean, they were 10 years old. I mean, they were barely toddlers when the last time conservatism was like this dude. So to them, it's just.
So we got. We got.
You can't. So you're not okay with having fun and dancing.
Is it productive?
We're trying to stop the steal. Our country is literally being stolen, and you're treating this like a fucking dance party.
We're not treating it like a dance party. We're treating it like something that's welcoming. I would love to go to a dance party at a rally, and why do you care?
Yeah, because the founding fathers.
Like, why do you care about, like, this steal? I mean, yeah, like, what are you, like, a triggered liberal?
I think this is the right thing to do right now.
We're taking this.
What would you rather do?
I'd rather
But
be.
you'd rather walk around and call people freaks and whores and continue to divide us?
I would rather have.
That's what I just don't
I
understand.
would rather have 20 good men here than a 100 fucking freaks twerking. That's not going to change anything.
Do you see how you are full with hate? I mean, do you see it?
That's a great argument. You sound like a Democrat. You're using Democrat talk.
You're like so hateful. Oh.
Talking points.
That's
You're
all
literally
you can say. That's all you
like a
can
Democrat. It's laughable.
Because you're laughable for calling. I don't know why I'm a freak. True Republican men, true conservative men protect women no matter what. You don't sound like that.
Would your dad be happy with you twerking in front of all kinds of people and children? I don't think so. Would your grandpa be cool with you twerking?
No, but they would be happy that I'm here fighting for freedom for everybody. And they'd be happy that I'm dancing and having fun.
You're fighting for like Sodom and Gomorrah Part 2, dude.
Not being
You're fighting for Lord of the Flies. I mean, like.
judged by some person that lives in South County, dude. Like.
Wow.
Can I interject here? We're trying to like get political goals done. We've got serious goals.
Yeah, let based Chris Ray Gun with no glasses or mustache tell you.
This isn't a dance party to us. We want to stop the steal, and we want to do whatever it takes to stop that.
So you think division is going to stop the steal?
What?
You think dividing people and calling women whores and freaks is going to bring us together and stop the steal?
If you divide the right, yeah, listen. If you divide the unproductive, non-productive, bad people from your movement,
how does twerking help us win the culture war?
You can actually get things done because they drag you down and they don't help you.
So who are the bad people in your eyes?
The people who view this as a dance party rather than a means to an end.
So you don't think that having fun.
Dude, how badass are these dudes? These guys have all kinds of courage, man. Kudos to these guys. We gotta fucking back up guys like this.
And dancing and showing our love for this country by coming out here and showing that this is a welcoming environment. You don't think that that's fun? And you don't think that that's important to show people who may have a biased view about the Republican Party that we are not what the news tells you? Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're not trying to gain favor with the Republican Party. The Republican Party, as far as I can tell, can go fuck itself because it's a cowardly, spineless, useless organization.
Yeah.
We want to steal.
Aren't we trying? That's what I'm saying. We're trying to get people on our side, correct?
Based.
We're trying to show people that we are not what the news tells them. We are not a hateful group. And you're coming here with hate.
Go to the right.
First of all, we don't hate these people.
The exact same thing that
We're yet again liberals accusing us of being hateful people. We're yet again liberals are accusing us of being hateful people. Same playbook.
Who's a liberal that's accusing you of being a hateful? What liberal here? Where's the liberal
You,
here?
bitch. You're the liberal accusing this guy being hateful. That's your only rebuttal to Chad over here.
You are.
I'm not a liberal.
Yeah, you are.
You want everyone to be themselves. You want everyone to just express themselves the way they want.
I believe in freedom for everybody. And I believe in freedom of religion, and I also believe in freedom of rights. Hey, you just put your hands on me. You better.
Damn, dude.
Now. Where can they find you?
Huh? Hey, I'm on DLive.tv, Culture War Criminal.
I really hope you start.
Culture war criminal, man. Shout out to that guy. That guy. Hey, man. If by any chance this dude sees it, Durst the Worst would like to be your bud for sure. If you'd like to welcome, what am I, like a Gen X, Gen Y, or I don't know, millennial. If you'd like a millennial in your corner, give me a call.
This conversation opens your eyes. Maybe.
It opened my eyes, but not in the way you might think.
Oh, good luck to you. God bless you, and I'll pray for you.
You truly are Catholic?
I'll pray for you.
Hey, you know what? That's never a bad thing to pray.
What's your first name?
Why? You're gonna dox me? My name's Ryan. Hey, but thank you. If you sincerely want to pray.
Dox people. I'm not a liberal, so please.
All right. Hey, if you sincerely want to pray for me, I respect that.
I mean that. I want to pray for the hatred in your heart, and I'm serious.
I pray for you too, honestly.
All right.
And I'm not being sarcastic.
I'm being dead ass serious. I'm gonna pray that the hatred in your heart is relieved a bit, and that you can maybe see that your hatred for people that you may not agree with is dividing people.
Do you know the Word of God? Do you know the Word of
She's
God?
a Catholic, she said.
Do you know the Word of God?
Yes.
No, is that a dig at Catholics? Oh, that hurts, dude.
What does it say in Ecclesiastes 3:8?
I don't know it well enough, so please teach me.
Is there ever a time for hate in a Christian's life or walk?
Bro, listen, secular, religious, Catholic, whatever denomination of Christianity, I think you gotta hate what's evil and you gotta love what's good. That's really what it comes down to. She's wrong, dude. Hate is bad. Hate is bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's hate. Well, dude, Chad over here is hating what's evil. He's not hating you personally. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I don't think he's hating you personally. He is hating the so-called sin. You know, he's not hating you. He's hating the pillars of society, to use like a metaphor. Like society's a pillar holding up the building, right? He's watching that corrode ever so slightly, probably every year, every election season, and he's criticizing that. He hates that. He hates what's evil, and he loves what's good. He loves his country. I mean, that's what I understand as being right-wing.
Yes or no?
No, that's why I'm asking. Why is there so much hate?
Because it says a time for love and a time for hate. Do you hate child sex trafficking? Okay, then there's a place for hate in a Christian's heart.
Boom!
Okay, well, we are. So don't apply your standards to us.
You're a Catholic.
We believe in Christ.
I just said I'm not Christian.
Well, we are Christian.
I'm Catholic.
Christ is king.
Well, Catholics are Christian.
Catholics is
Christian,
not. Yeah, it's a
Christian means you believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the hell? You're like, I'm not a Christian.
That's proof right there that she's a grifter. Like, what? She doesn't even know that a Catholic, I mean, you believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Like, I was programmed from an early age to say that. Are you out of your mind, dude? She doesn't know that being Catholic is being Christian. It's a denomination of Christianity. Wow.
A person who follows Christ is a Christian.
Yeah.
And Christ said some mean things, just like Donald Trump.
Someone who believes in the divinity of Christ. I mean, that's, from what I understand, basically someone who believes that Christ walked the earth and performed miracles, died, rose from the grave, and is one part of the Trinity, like Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That sort of thing.
Donald Trump said mean things. Jesus Christ said mean things. Sometimes people have to
Okay,
say mean things.
so we're just gonna.
I think she doesn't.
I am Catholic. There, because I'm not. What are you talking about?
Anyone who follows Christ is a Christian.
I believe in Jesus, so we can agree on that.
Okay, but
she's being fed weird marching orders from the likes of Kirk, like
you don't know the
Charlie
word of
Kirk.
God. I just explained
My
the
goodness.
entire-
Okay, so but
There's a place for hate.
he looked at me in the eyes and called me a freak. Do you understand why we're having this conversation? No, he said it without me asking him to, and then I told him to repeat it himself. I told him to repeat himself. So please, he did say it the first time, and I asked him to repeat himself. So please, we have everything on tape. So
He'll say it
you think I'm a
unprompted.
freak?
Well, I don't think you're very normal.
Why?
Because you're not traditional. I don't believe women should have tattoos and short hair. I don't believe women should dress in men's clothes. I believe that women should have children and take care of the home and take care of their husband, and husbands should take care of their wives. I believe that men and women are meant to be together in a pair. I don't believe in Adam and Steve or women and women. I don't think that's God's intentional plan.
Based.
All right? If you want to support the president, good for you, because the president is good for everybody. He's even good for illegal aliens, because if this country is booming, even illegal aliens will have jobs to steal. But
Oh well, that was a little bit of shill talk, sort of, potentially. Yeah, he's good for the H-1B visa crowd, and he's good for the Pajites and the illegals and stuff like that. So I don't know why, from the left's perspective, I don't know why they call him a Nazi. Not even dispensing with people in his family being Jewish. That's why people like this tattooed lady are coming over to the so-called right now, because
to support the president, no matter if you are not on the right or you are on the right, and whether you're a lesbian or LGBT, President Trump is good for everybody. He's good for this whole country, and anything else is bad for this country.
Oh, he's good for the Blake unemployment rate, don't you know?
And you think you're good for this country and coming here and judging me?
You asked me to judge you.
I didn't ask you to judge me.
What do you think of me? Big shout out to So get it right. Remember your words that are coming out of your mouth. You asked me what I thought of you, and I told you. All right? So don't cry about it, because that's what a liberal does.
I'm
Well, you're like, do you think you should be judging me?
I'm asking you because that's what you're doing. So that's you come here and you judge people.
Yep.
If they ask me to, everybody has a judgment opinion. Do you think that child sex traffickers are evil?
Yes.
Then you're judging. All right?
There you go.
You're judging. Everybody
Boom.
has judgments
But
about
you're
everything.
comparing child sex traffickers to being gay. That's
I
what.
did not.
Based?
I did not. I
Oh, he didn't. No, see, Chad, wherever he went, he would have doubled down on that.
could, but I didn't. I didn't, but I
You're
could.
judging me based on being gay, and then you're always coming back with the child sex thing. That's why I'm not
No,
understanding.
I'm giving you a standard that you can agree on.
Oh, here comes Chad. Chad too, man.
Is that not true?
No.
Yes, it is. Allen Ginsberg. Look him up. Member of NAMBLA, progenitor of the LGBT movement, member of the tribe. Look him up.
That's not true. Okay. Look, I mean, I don't. What does that have to do with
You know, I'm not.
people who are here?
I
So you're being ignorant and saying what you're saying is most gay people are pedophiles. That's what you're kind of saying.
No. Half of pedophiles are gay people. She would fail a basic IQ test, is what she's demonstrating numerous times throughout this video.
Here, which is so mind-blowing and so insane and so ignorant. And yeah, dude, can you this is crazy. This is boring. This is
not
boring.
It's not boring. You're getting the best content of your career right now, bitch.
Thank you for being truthful, and I hope you open your heart. You're right. I don't know the Bible as well as I should. So thank you. I walked away from the left 6 months ago. I will also pray for
got
you.
a long way to go.
What is your first name so I can pray that the hatred in your heart goes away?
No, look it. I hate what's evil, and hating what's evil is good.
There you go. That's what I was saying before, dude.
I'm sorry, but you know what? It says, "Cursed is he who says good is bad." All right. So if I think something is bad and you think it's good, we have a difference of opinion. That doesn't make me evil. All right. You're allowed to hate and you're allowed to love things.
Agreeing with somebody who called somebody a freak is a little evil. You don't think?
No.
You know what? Trump said mean things that triggered people. You know what? That's just toughen up.
We're not.
Dude, she would tell Trump that he's evil and hateful and dividing people by saying build the wall, apparently. Why aren't they bringing up 2016 Trump? They should bring up 2016 Trump to this thing.
We're not talking about the opposite side. We're all on the same side.
You gotta
which
be
is so
strong.
interesting. Oh, I know. I've been going to rallies. I understand that, but that's why I'm asking you guys. You guys keep coming and dividing people. You are dividing people.
Serious in this country?
Well, no doubt. That's why we're here. That's why
We need the fist and not the limp wrist.
That's why we're here. But you are dividing people. So good luck to you and God bless you.
Of your problems.
This is goodness. 15-year-old Sammy based Blake video. Is that what that is? It's about freedom versus communism. Oh my goodness, dude. Thank you for being you. Fuck. I can't even choose. It's all too good. It's about freedom.
So tell us, what is your name? And
Okay.
Where are you from?
This is a step in the right direction. We're not looking at like an androgynous lesbian anymore. So this is a good step in the right direction.
Jennifer, and I'm from North Carolina.
Beautiful. So tell us a little bit about why you're here and why you support President Trump.
It's really not about Trump. It's actually more about freedom, and it's about not being suppressed. It's about all the people who have died for our country, fighting for that freedom, and we can't give it up now. It'd be super selfish of us because we have a whole other generation after us. So that's pretty much why we're here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So have you encountered many Biden supporters that have kind of given...
I can't fucking stand this. Dude, the dyke was at least funny unintentionally. Hold on. Did she just get introduced to this thing? Hold on a second. This is the liberal crap.
All right. So I've known Natalie for how many years?
Like 10 years.
At least, right? Yeah. Longer than 10 years. We went to the same middle school. I'm not gonna embarrass you, girl. I'm gonna praise you. I want to say thank you to you. I'm gonna say thank you to you because you have my back, girl. We've known each other since we were in middle school, but we never been friends, right? Like, we knew of each other, right? We maybe seen each other a couple times here and there.
I think I knew you
Ugh.
more than you knew me.
She didn't like the mic. She knew. I think it's probably we probably knew about each other the same. Tustin's a small city. We're from the same town. But the moral of the story is, I just want to show you something, because she is an example, one of many people who I've reconnected with, like, because of Trump. Like, she started having my back when people would start bullying me on the internet, and like I said, we were never close. We knew of each other. Like, maybe we kicked it at a party once or twice, but she stood up for me, and she to this day has my back. We've been talking I'm gonna get emotional, girl. Like, real shit. Like, this is a real friend, right?
Real shit, you know what I'm saying? Emotional women who say shit like that should not be. Oh, fuck. We don't want Biden voters. Man, oh man, oh man. What do we do, you guys? What do we do, man? Taking people out of boxes and making them people again. Oh my god, man.
Recall Newsom. Vote Major Williams for California governor. Follow him on Instagram. His Instagram is Major Williams.
Dude, that looks like a cardboard cutout of like a busker on the streets of Seattle or Portland, dude. And that's probably, I mean, 6 months ago. It's probably...
Yeah. He is our hope to save California, to bring prosperity and happiness and unity, true unity, not fake BS, manipulated, for clout unity, actual unity, bringing people up, taking people out of boxes and making them humans again. If you want that for California, vote Major Williams to save us. So my sign here says, LGBT, I want you to wake the F up. The right doesn't hate you. You
What do you guys in chat think about that?
welcome here.
Well, not about the hate thing, but are they welcome in the movement for advocating for the right in general?
Stop being...
In terms of, like, what this person's pushing. I should be as specific as possible. This pluralistic, ultra-progressive, you know, that sort of thing. Masquerading as a progressive.
A victim.
Or, sorry, as a
Stop
conservative.
bullying your Republican and conservative friends. Stop with the tyranny. Stop and read our Constitution. Just take a freaking second and do that. We are blessed to live in the USA. Stop listening to fake news. And then finally, we got LGBT for Papa Trump, because we ain't giving up. We're never giving up. That's right. It's all love, always.
Oh my god. Or at least until the pills run out, right?
Always. We're so blessed.
We're so blessed. We're gonna encroach into the right wing and put... Dude, people are memeing on, like, oh yeah, in 20, 40 years... conservatives are going to say, so-called conservatives are going to say things like, well, Dems are the real anti-LGBT, the real anti-drag queen story time with kids. We want to privatize. We want capitalists to be in charge of drag queen story time with kids, not those communists.
I wish that I could put this... I got to take my jacket off. I'm getting wet in this conversation.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Before we head back over there? But honestly, you guys, I haven't been to a rally in a month, so I have a lot of energy, and I'm really excited to be here, and I'm so grateful to be here with Lisa, and I'm so grateful to just be here, period. You know what I'm saying? And if I could put the happiness that is in these rallies in a bottle and ship it to every single one of you, I wish I could.
She wants to ship gayness to all of you.
I wish I could put it in a pill, and you can swallow the fucking pill of freedom.
Like a red...
And she wants you to swallow.
The effing pill of freedom. Please cut that out. So you guys can get I'm sorry. But honestly, like, man, like, I've been missing this so much. Like, I've been missing the vibes. I've been missing the people. I've been missing the family. Like, we met 3 months ago when I moved back from Oregon. I'm from California. Moved back.
Dems be the real transphobes, you know what I'm saying? At TPUSA, we support a true trans-free market.
From Oregon, started going to families right away, and I will get tears
The
in my
AIDS
eyes
pill,
talking to
yes.
this about, you know what I'm saying? Like, the love that you find here, when you find your people, when you find your tribe, it is so special. It is so, you can't put a price tag on it. It is what life is about. Life is about connection. Life is about finding your people. Life is about surrounding yourself with people that inspire you to do better, to be better. And in order to do that, you need to first know better. So, right, I was an ignorant leftist before, right? Actually, I wouldn't consider myself a leftist because I never told people to die because they like Trump. Sorry. But I was ignorant and I was judgmental silently, you know? And once I learned the truth, once you know better, you can do better. And what's the beauty of this? We connect because please go follow her, Lisa Simpson 2020 on Instagram. Go read her posts if you want to be enlightened, if you want to feel spiritually connected to something bigger than yourself, if you want to feel awakened, if you want to feel like there is hope left in humanity. Check out her Instagram and actually read like her. She writes really long, eloquent, beautiful captions on her pictures. Really read them and process them, especially if you were a raver kid or if you felt like
I called it! Oh my god! Raver kid! I called it! This entire stream I've been talking about how she looks like she's coming down from some sort of like X binge or like raver kind of thing. Oh my god, dude. I am a soothsayer. I am a prognosticator. I have an intuition.
like if you felt like you didn't fit in ever, like that's my story. I never really felt like I fit in anywhere. I felt like I fit in again when I got sober. Natalie, what's up? I felt like I fit in again when I got sober in that group of people, and then I haven't felt like this since then. That was
Bro, she's grifting the Cuckservative Inc. establishment for raver bucks, like ecstasy bucks.
So this is so powerful. Once you find your tribe, once you find beautiful, like-minded people, it becomes to the, like, all those people that you lost, because I'm sure you lost some people. If you were a walkaway, or if you were a Republican that supported Trump in general, I'm sure you've lost at least.
Yeah, she's acknowledging that people lost their fucking lives supporting this president, and what do they come out? Like, they bring the twerking, like, they bring the creepazoid LGBT shit to conservatism. They're just gonna create a milieu where it's gonna be impossible to be conservative in public or on the internet, like on the internet in physical public at all. That's what's coming in the next 10 to 15 years.
At least one person based on your political beliefs. I've lost thousands, so I get it. Especially being an LGBT Republican, my gay community has disowned me for the most part.
But you're anti-identity politics. Okay.
But what I found in
See?
return are beautiful souls like Lisa, who give you hope, and the cameraman behind this camera, Alberto, who give you hope and give you belief in the good and humanity again, and who make you believe in like true friendship, because all those people that deleted you and all those people who judged you based on your political beliefs and all of those people who decided that you weren't worth it anymore or that they don't
You're not
want
worth
you
it
in their
anymore.
life because of something you believe in, they were never your friends to begin with. They were fake, fair weather friends who are not open-minded enough to have a conversation. So just, I know it's hard and I know it hurts and I know it can be upsetting and I know it can be so painful to lose people. But take a chance, come to the right side. We got you, no matter if you were a liberal yesterday. If you're a liberal right now, we got.
No, dude. We don't want to got you if you were a liberal 6 months ago, busking on the street, like, for ecstasy money as a raver kid, like I was calling it this entire stream. Like, look at her. Like, I kept pausing it while she was talking to a culture warrior criminal and pointing out how she just looks like she came out of the movie Go. Has any of you seen that fucking movie? That late 90s movie? Excuse me, about all the raver scene kids. She looks like that.
Got you. We will help you.
That's right.
We got you. No, we don't want to got you. We don't want that.
This is not about left and right. This is about patriots coming together for the betterment of our country, for the betterment of each other, and for the betterment of our future generations. So
Beautifully stated. And just remember, if
Fabulous.
you understand who Lisa Simpson is, Lisa Simpson was an isolated loner, and no one wanted to hear her
And a liberal, too.
on her soapbox. So the Lisa Simpson movement is #WeAreLisa. That represents everyone
Unbelievable.
who's spoken up. Yeah, it's in this pocket. Lisa Simpson always would speak up, and it would cause her to not have any friends. And
Women should speak up. Oh, yeah, women and minorities speak up. What are you so hateful? Dude, Lisa Simpson, like, the writers knew that she was a liberal. Like, that's, like, the writers, like, parodied that shit. I mean, I forget. She's like, oh, I read Gertrude Stein, and she's like, oh, feminist. Like, she's an open feminist in the show, practically, and, like, undermines Homer all the time for his, you know, stupid, like, absent-minded white dad thing that they keep wedging into entertainment. You know, Lisa Simpson, I mean, how apropos for this fake astroturf, fake conservative movement. She's repping Lisa Simpson, dude.
very few
Like one of the I mean, she's there to undermine what Homer has to say all the time. That's like one of her key punchlines.
But just know it's ultimately worth it. So if you see yourself in Lisa Simpson, just know there's millions of Lisa Simpsons. Sometimes you will be isolated, but within the Patriot movement, those are all the isolated Lisas, and we found each other. Alina started this beautiful Patriot thread on Instagram, and when in our darkest moments, because as Trump supporters we're having a lot of dark moments, right? Our Texas Supreme Court case got turned down because John Roberts didn't want to do what was right because there was going to be riots. And in those dark moments, we talk to each other and tell each other that...
Are you ever going to bring up how demographics led to the circumstance that we're in right now? You're going to talk about that? How electorally and socially they make it way more easy to drum up, you know, a voting bloc, fraudulent or not. And they also make it way more easy to drum up these fucking riots that you're complaining about. The riots that the politicians and the police are capitulating to. Are you ever going to bring up the fact that globalism, that you haven't mentioned once, all you've mentioned is how hateful the right is, how they don't bring in gays enough? It's just, I think I answered my own question.
This is true plur family vibes. So you may lose some people, you will regain all of that, and it will be stronger. Because the Patriots are a bunch of people who've gone through ego death, loss, isolation, loneliness. You will become a lone wolf, but lone wolves are the strongest. And then when you find your wolf pack...
No, we don't want to be lone wolves. We want a strong nation that has a common goal, a common struggle, you know, a common identity. This is not how we achieve that, dude. This chick reminds me of just, like, Justin Bieber meets... New Kids on the Block meets just some random, like, douchey leftist punk rock scene hipster that I knew like 12 years ago from Milwaukee. I don't know, just a random memory, but yeah, just nothing good.
You know how you do. You just like take over the territory.
You'll find yourself speechless often. You'll find yourself speechless often. You'll find yourself. Let me give you an example. I just launched. I'm gonna have to throw a little promo in here. I just launched a brand new merch site. You can follow me on Instagram. It's at your local gay patriot, and you are.
I fucking wish I'd skipped past that fucking product placement, because that, you know, that's what it is. It's to lie in order to just, God damn it, I can't even choke the words out. It's so nauseating.
A new merch site for LGBT. It's actually for everybody, but we do carry a lot of LGBT stuff just to bring awareness to the LGBT community that the right does not hate you and that you are welcome here. If people went out on the street and saw somebody wearing an LGBT conservative shirt, like, maybe they would feel inclined to be like, why does that person feel that way?
Why isn't the real right picketing outside of TPUSA events? Or maybe they have. I don't know. I mean, forget the Groper war thing. Forget getting into the Q&As. Picket outside, bro. Don't even bother trying to play on their fucking stage. Like, it's always going to be fucking weighted in their favor. If the shutdowns ever discontinue, well, I mean, shit, what am I saying? The shutdowns really haven't stopped anyone. Well, they've inhibited people. They've inhibited organizing and protesting, but maybe organize pickets of TPUSA events and whatever this group is, Weber Z, something like that.
Like instead of being like, oh my God, they must hate themselves, maybe they'll think, oh my God, let me figure out why God brought them to that place. You know, you never know, but it's just so special.
Take it from people who have 20 years experience with the left, like I did. I never made any friends. I never had any, like, I never had any comrades. I was always by myself, even within the left. I was overlooked, underutilized, and not paid attention to.
And so she's found the grift conservative Inc. fake right to help her do that.
So if you have any sort of an independent, free-thinking mind within the left, you will be kicked out, you will be scorned, and you will be ostracized. So you might as well come over to the right side because we have a family. Yes,
The happy side, and even, I'm telling you, I was a liberal 6 months ago. I understand believing that. But I also understand that when you know better, like I said, you can be better, but not until you know better can you be better. So please research, learn more, and please, we're not just doing this out of boredom. We're not just doing this. Who wants to get ostracized? Who wants to get hated on? Nobody. Believe me, nobody. We're doing this because we want you to feel the freedom we feel. We want you to feel the proudness of being from America that we feel, not this hatred.
Can we have more hatred, please?
The left has made you hate. Stop with the identity politics. Stop with the boxes.
Stop with the identity politics, but join my LGBT merch store. Yay!
We love you no matter where you come from. We love you.
And just remember, it's more important to love yourself than how many people love you. Okay? And don't even get me started on what the Bible says about loving yourself.
The Bible says that both of you are an abomination and should be removed.
Honoring yourself, okay? So lose the friends, lose the people that are gonna ditch you in a few years anyways, and just know your sins can be forgiven both through God and in the conservative movement. We will never judge you. We will just be so proud and thankful that you've come to the side of open-mindedness, open heart, open soul. That's what the right's about. Yes.
We got you, MAGA fans. We got you, brothers, sisters, everybody, LGBT, straight, I don't care who you are. We
This is a drug-influenced cult, man.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Shout out. 2020.
All of that was just MTV. This is just MTV liberalism from 30 years ago, man. That's what this is. None of these people were alive when MTV played music, so maybe
love you guys.
Maybe that's why. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh. Anything you guys want to see or hear? Any tunes you want to hear? Maybe throw me some lemons or whatever, a diamond perhaps. You're violating our constitutional rights. My violating your constitutional rights?
Violate constitutional rights is bullshit, you know? Like, you're violating constitutional rights.
Wait, let's hear that again. Let's hear this poignancy. Is that a word? Let's hear how deep this gets.
Violate constitutional rights is bullshit, you know? Like, you're violating constitutional
That's bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
rights. Show us the science. I want authentic science. I don't want pseudoscience. Show us the science where it's not safe to go to any church or like any small business. I think did they shut down the beach already or no?
What's that? They shut down the beach? I think so.
Yeah, if they did not, I know in March they shut down the beach and parks. Like, where's the science we can't go to the beach or we can't go to the fucking park? You know what I mean? But I can go inside Home Depot. I can go inside Ralph's. You know, it's safe in there. So it's like a very smart fucking virus. It's a very intelligent virus.
Do-rags are not conservative, dude. What's going on, man? God is judging America right now. Is he going to bring up... Wait, is he going to be talking to the... Oh, okay, it's just a dude. It's not the dyke anymore. Shut your mouth. Trump is God anointed. Wow. These guys try to rep one thing, but they don't really, you know? They don't really rep it. They just don't. Yeah. Bored troll. Hell yeah. Humble pie it is. This better not... I don't know what this is, though. This better not get me banned, for fuck's sake. We'll see. 30 days in the hole. Here we go. Let's get it.
Like 30. I'm doing it. 30 days in the hole. Yeah, that's nice. 30 days in the hole. 30 days in the hole. Oh yeah. Come on in, man. That's it. Yeah, right.
Oh no. You might see what I'm doing already.